I have to preface this, chat, before we start. Let me remind everyone, so we're clear, that this is not an endorsement to go witch hunt anyone. Okay, capiche? You got it? All of the things we're gonna look at are alleged. I don't want to see like personal insults in chat about other streamers. And the other thing, chat, I know about everything, okay? I was watching this shit like at 3 a.m. the night it dropped all day yesterday as well. I've read all the documents, so when we look at the names that are censored, I know who they are. We'll get to it. We're gonna go in order of when each document was posted, okay? Oh, and one more thing. Sorry, this is kind of like a little bit an addendum. I want to point out that this is like the biggest happening in indie VTuber history. Probably like at least like top 3, I would say. There has never been another like anything that had this much attention. Even the bunny incident, I feel like it wasn't that massive. This is like exploded. And this is widespread for VTubers like literally everywhere. And on top of that, you throw in the fact that multiple other massive VTubers who are on, how do I say it, like, the upper echelon, the creme de la creme of VTubing. The really popular girls, the ones that are household names of like indies, like Lily, Bao, Silvervale, were allegedly maliciously attacked. Like, you think their communities aren't gonna be livid? I think you have a recipe for one of the most brutal witch hunts in VTuber history. So before we start, I need to remind everyone to be like logical and come to your own conclusion. Don't freak the fuck out. I think what Red and Sinder allegedly did is abhorrent too, but don't let that anger like blind your judgment. And I want to clarify, I'm not saying this about the current allegations, because mostly all of them are coming from like credible sources like Nano and all the other big VTubers. But in the coming days and weeks, be vigilant for bad actors trying to rage bait. Just keep that in mind, okay? This is Nano's document. I'll try and keep this as short as I can. I'm not gonna read every single thing. Basically, Nanoless is the artist that made Sinder what she is today. She is the artist, she's the art model mama. She's the one that made Sinder so pretty. She basically made the doll that is Sinder. And she's amazing. I will start with screenshots showing them speaking ill of creators and spreading rumors while manipulating me that it's all in our best interest. In addition, ill rumors, they also complain and accuse Bao of giving their editor too much work, resulting in the editor not having any time for new clients, which will be important later on. Chat. Oh my god, man. Like right off the bat, their editor is getting too much work from Bao. I don't like that. Bao is supposed to be their friend, man. It's so sad. Nano says, of course, I want to understand it better, especially if I cancel her for the second time, LOL. Well, with X, she's given a lot of bias and priority at gamer subs, sometimes over Sinder, and we can't really confront them about it. And plus, she's gone 3D lately. I know exactly who they're talking about. Bao has been getting on our nerves for a while. She hijacked our YouTube editor a while ago and is constantly picking up artists that we work with. We've gotten to know her better being friends with her, but she really rubs us the wrong way with the things she does. Can I just say how f***ed up it is to say like, oh, well, she's like getting on our nerves and she's annoying us with her business decisions, but also we're friends and we're also getting to know a lot about her because we're being friends. Okay, I don't mean Taken like he doesn't work with us anymore. He does, but he has dedicated time for her now, and sometimes that gets in the way of our projects. Very vicious. Also, one of Bao's music video editors is the one that did the Boss Rush music video. We're 99% sure she told him not to do any more with us. 99% sure. That is crazy. How are you so confident? How do you know this? But like, model art is the most important thing. That's a VTuber's entire image. I agree, it is. Redacted says, well, we love working with you. Sinder wouldn't be Sinder without Nano. Okay, but like, let me tell you the tea about the music video thing. Bao had original songs last year that had music videos by her editor, and the songs flopped. Chad, keep in mind, Bao and Sinder are friends at the time of this. Not to Sinder, yes, but Bao probably thought of it. Where was I? Boss Rush's song blows up and he's credited as the editor. We managed to squeeze him in for the Boss Rush MV between his work with Bao. Her editor Manus at TwitchCon was saying that he'd love to work with us, practically jumping through hoops to get something planned. After saying that Bao's songs flopped, it's just so really mean. Even if you think, I personally don't think this, but even if you think that Bao's songs are not good, why would you ever say this to your artist? Why couldn't you just keep your mouth shut? And this is the manager of all things, too. So Nanolist responds to the little Pepe the Frog and says, Redacted says, there's some context missing since we know Bao is behind the scenes, but basically we don't have a music video editor now for our next Boss Rush project. We think Bao got pissed that her editor did an original song music video for her friends without her knowing, and it's 100 times better than her original songs last year that she locked him up so no one else could work with him. This is all speculation, too. It's so vicious. Man, shout out to Bao, man. I can't imagine how sick you must have felt knowing that your own friends, well, your friend's manager did this at the end of the day. And then he made it public on Twitter that he was only working with her going forward, like a literal announcement tweet. Now he's been barking up the tree of one of our Live 2D animators, so like, and you and a Nano model. Nano says, yeah, looking for me sounds sus for sure. It's so annoying, I don't know, man. She has a way of guilt-tripping people to get her way. This is unironically like projection at its finest, man. Rad asked me to cancel on one of their closest friends, Bao, by asking me to cancel my work mid-progress, manipulating me into thinking it's okay since she has so many connections. So it's okay to manipulate your friend because she might get other jobs by other people. And she'll be fine anyway, so I wouldn't feel guilty about it or worry too much. It wasn't as upsetting to me that Red contacted me specifically to check on me canceling the model I had planned with Bao. Redacted says, did you cancel models? Nano says, I did not. Nano arc delayed to 2026. Nanolist says, I'm scared to cancel with Bao. You shouldn't be. She has many connections. She'll find someone super fast. Did you already design her outfit? I remember her showing it to us at WeebCon. There's no way. How do you not have a conscience? How do you not have a conscience at this point? Your friend who's like excited and it's like, oh my god, I love this model that your friend, well, your artist friend made for me. Nanolist says, yeah, I can give her the design for free as an apology gift. And imagine how Nano feels being pressured like this too. In the messages below, they wanted an exclusivity contract, but they didn't want to pay for exclusivity, but rather when a creator from their blacklist comes asking for a commission, they would guarantee me model work for Sinder only, and if anyone asked me for commission, they commission, and instead of compensating me for not... No, sorry. If anyone asked me for commissions, they'd commission me instead to compensate for not working with other creators. That is crazy. Why would you not pay them? Chat, how could you not pay the artist that you so rely on creating content for? The messages below show their primary concern is that the more non-Sinder models that make the less valuable my existing models become. Absolutely wild statement. It's hard to say how much this messed with my mind as an artist that by working with other people I'm somehow making my existing models less special. Absolutely untrue. Very sad to hear that from Nano. Following a screenshot is of them setting up the blacklist saying I'm not allowed to work with any of the new clients or creating any VTuber, new outfits for Vtuber 1. Vtuber 1 turns out to be Silvervale. Specifically and justifying those things by saying that each model, my art becomes less unique and special and therefore Sinder somehow becomes less special. For me, it's kind of a moment of like, okay, and like, even if that was true, it's like, okay, and so what? Is she not just gonna? Is she just not gonna like have a job? Like, what? My brand isn't special. The audacity not to pay for a premium. You could have paid her on retainer, pay her like thousands of dollars a month. I don't know what the price would have been, but like, if she's that valuable to you, I feel like you should at least show through monetary value that she is valuable. The idea that my work as an artist and designer is devalued by working with other people is insane and hurtful. After realizing what taking a deal with them would really mean for both my workload and my mental health, I backed out. Props to you, Nano. Good job. I mean, like, if we wanted to have some kind of model exclusivity, what would you need to make that sustainable for you? Money. What? Maybe you can share one of your ideas and I can check what I think. Little Pepe. Fucking sweating Pepe. Okay, so I got some ideas for this, I guess. I was driving, what are you thinking? So I asked help from my friends. They don't know you, it's you, don't worry. So a monthly fee, calculating my monthly earnings. Also, how long would this be, and if this counts for models I already worked on? Well, I think the main thing we are looking for you, not to take on any brand new model clients and not to make any new models or outfits with X again. X, I'm pretty sure, was Silvervale. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was ShyLily for some reason, but then I remembered, I was like, I think Silver did have a model. Yeah. You'd still be able to work on models and outfits with all your existing babies. Babies is the term for like clients that you basically birthed into existence, and your artwork comms wouldn't be affected. One of our concerns is that more nano babies means nano models don't have the same value anymore. Oh my god. That is so cringe, man. That's a brain dead statement? Bro, that's an understatement. That's wild. I feel so bad for Nano. Like, again, I love art, and I actually did a lot of art in the past. It's just that I don't have time anymore. I might get into it. But I know the mentality of, like, understanding the relationship between you and a client, and then a client that supposedly is, like, kind of just... They're, like, your biggest fan, I feel like. A client is a fan. They love your work. They want to pay you money for it. And then on the other hand, saying like, oh, well, you know, I got this Vincent van Gogh over here, but if you make another Vincent van Gogh, that devalues the other one. It's like, no, they're completely different things. What? What are you talking about? A Monet is still $5 million, even if he made another one in the same time period. It's disgusting. I never thought of it that way at all. The reason I brought this up is that there's a lot of bias with another one of our partners with certain creators, and we'd rather these creators not have what makes Sinder unique, which is your artwork. Can I just say, Sinder and Silvervale look nothing alike? How does that even correlate? I just... There's a few people that we would rather not be able to have a model from you. Oh, it's so cringe. What about we can pay X for you and you don't have to discount it from the next payment, and we'll continue giving you lots of model work. I think this is for this year right now, but you don't work with X, Y, and Z or at all again, models or art. If I remember correctly, this was Bao, Silvervale, and Cotton. Yes, Bao, Cotton, and Silvervale. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. I don't think you've ever done anything with X or Y before. We also have another gamer subs label for you too, the AFK. So this was in January. The gamer subs AFK label that Sinder just dropped just finished this week. This was so recent. Why can't she's such a sweetheart? Because they kind of fill the same niche of hot, cute, waifu VTuber. I guess. I don't know. I don't think this way, so I'm just piecing together through context. I can't give you a reason of what I would think. Nano says, is there any way to add a little bit more since still asks for art every now and then? I would assume this is Bao or Silver. We could do it when asks for art, you tell her no and then tell us to buy another art piece. But you still won't pay a retainer fee. You still won't pay a retainer fee. That's crazy. You built an empire on Nano making models for you, and this is how you treat her and make her feel guilty over it? And then force her to lie to their faces and say, oh, well, you know, I can't do it, sorry. Nano says, another example of speaking ill of creators right after they saw I was working with ShyLily, trying to once again make the idea of working with other clients seem like I'm setting myself up with problematic people who will do me no good in the long run to get me to reconsider working with them. Okay, what's problematic about Silver, Bao, and ShyLily? Literally nothing. I am very critical of myself. I could see people hating me and thinking I'm problematic. Like, that's whatever. I don't give a fuck. They are the most sweet, kind, they're cute. They don't talk about anything, like, spicy. Like, let's be real. Like, I fit a different niche from them. I still respect them. I like them. But it's like, I don't understand. Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, they're competition. This is... and they're friends, too. Or at least Bao is. They also continuously kept asking about my other clients' plans, which for them made the antenna go up, and immediately went into slandering Lily. They consistently try to reassure me that despite their best efforts, they just happen to keep trying to bring drama in as reasons for me to go exclusive, and that working only with Sinder is them trying to look out for me. This is so fucked. I can't imagine how Nano felt. Keeping this all under, like, wraps and, like, being too scared to come forward. Hey, Nano, do you have any more plans with Lily besides just the model, like the outfits or merch or anything? Been just the model so far. Okay. Her asking you for a model recently just made the antenna go up. For those that don't speak English, this is more like a raising an eyebrow. It's another word for... This is making us raise eyebrows and, like, makes us concerned. She's been acting weird towards Sinder lately and we don't know if something's going on. And then Nano says, oh, that's weird. Ever since after the V card launch, but what you consider weird, says Nano. Lately dipping out of collabs that we're both a part of at the last minute, now ghosting her messages. Cinder's raided her a couple of times in the past week and Lily won't acknowledge Sinder by name. You know what's kind of wild to me is that Nano is getting trauma dumped by essentially Cinder's, like, mouthpiece. Yeah, like, she's actually just getting trauma dumped. Just, like, weird petty stuff, I don't know. That's super weird since they both share the same store. Oh, like, gamer subs. Around V-Card's launch, they were talking and collabing and I don't know what happened, but her asking you for a model after that was just weird. Even though she said she doesn't plan on getting a new model anytime soon. Chat, I'm gonna be real. I don't understand the mentality of, like, saying that, like, the speculation is what kills me. I don't know, that we hate that we keep bringing you into drama. Then shut the fuck up! Shut up! You don't have to bring Nano into this! Why do you push this, like, drama on her? Just let her make art. I hate that we bring drama, bring you into this drama, and it's like, yeah, me too, man. I'm really sorry as well. I thought it was quite early to go for a new model, looking a bit menacing, so I don't talk to her. Oh, Lily, probably, or Bao. Oh no, it's Bao. Feels like we're gonna have to compete with Lily if she's ghosting Sinder and wants the same model, mama. Competing? I never, no, as a person who watched Sinder and I watched Lily more, but I'm not taking sides in that respect. At the time, I never thought of them, like, as competitors. I felt like they both had their own thing. The idea that they need to stay informed and engage the competition is extremely upsetting and toxic to me. The competition they're referring to are people that I thought they considered friends, who always helped, supported, and platformed Sinder. When I pushed back, the immediate response was blaming the other creators and implying that they initiated it by trying to work with me, and that somehow justified their actions. They imply Lily ignored Sinder when she spent over a minute thanking the raid, which you can see in this clip.
Ignore what you just saw.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ooh! Oh my goodness! Hello! Oh! Hello, Raiders! Hello! I am playing Berserker. The
Good game.
It's called The Last Berserker Kazan. We were sponsored, but the game was really fun, so I just kept playing for like a million more hours. Hello, everyone! Hello! The Pyropop raid! Hello, Pyropops! What did you guys do? I am low-key addicted. I usually... Okay, so most people know me for my gacha addiction.
Okay. This still doesn't, like, say that Lily hates her. What's weird about that? Not saying, oh my god, Sinder, thank you. No, I just... The not being mentioned by name is petty as fuck. Yeah, a little bit of a reach in it. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. She wasn't grateful enough. Grrr. Anyway, this is kind of like off in the weeds, so I don't really care about this. Oh, she didn't name Sinder by name. Okay, cool. So one time? Maybe she's deep into the game. Maybe it's like a psychology thing. I don't know. She specifically said Pyropop, so it's not acknowledging. I don't know. This is kind of like whatever to me personally. I'm more focused on the fact that Sinder and her manager essentially said, oh, well, Lily fucking hates us. We raided her a couple of times in the past week. She won't acknowledge her by name. It's like, okay, so now that Lily did that, now Nano's not allowed to work with her. Okay, a bit of a stretch, but okay. Is it just Sinder and X you've been doing continuous model outfits for? We'll have the demon update list plus final arcade reference for you soon as it's finished. I think it is. I have an outfit planned for X planned too. As for X, got nothing for now, but she always comes up with something. Do you know who's rigging Lily's model? Gonna be blah. Thanks, Nano. Sorry for all the questions. Just gotta stay informed, especially when it comes to our top artist. Never a break. I think it's a little bit weird to go to the artist and asking about, like, things. Yeah, like, I think this is a little bit nosy, but it's not... Like, Nano could have also just said, sorry, I can't tell you. Yeah, who are your clients? What are you doing? Like, whoa, chill. I don't do this to Akagi, by the way. Akagi is my artist. I don't freaking ask him. Like, I see that he works with VShojo. I don't care. Like, that's cool, man. I always repost his stuff. Why do you need to know? You should. No, I shouldn't. Absolutely not. Why do I care? Don't worry, just don't stress too much with the side of things. It's bad for balding. I'm gonna go bald now. I'll keep you in the loop about anything else going on. The balding, stupid drama. Gotta stay competitive even when we shouldn't have to. No, that's your mentality. That's absolutely your mentality for you. For you saying that you need to be hyper competitive against people that are your supposed friends. Yeah, no friends, only competitors. Don't go too far in the competitiveness, it can get bad. Gotta chill sometimes. Hey, it's not us. ShyLily ordering a bottle from Nano is her starting a competition. Today I learned, chat, you can't get art done by the same people. Everyone is your enemy. Yeah, essentially. This is the kind of vibes I get. We aren't the ones getting models from the artist of the other gamer subs owner out of the blue, ghosting them and refusing to acknowledge them. Okay? What? A lot of someone asks a model from Akagi, you have to cancel them. Yeah, exactly. Imagine if I did that, man. That's horrible. But I wanted to push back and make clear I was uncomfortable in being dragged into the drama. They responded by bringing up more drama and baseless claims, all while trying to guilt trip me. It is ironic and crazy to me that I mentioned not wanting to be dragged into personal issues, only for them to on multiple occasions mention other people's alleged drama. There's no way, man. Nano actually started pushing back. And again, chat, Nano is a sweetheart. For those that are like, oh my god, Nano should have done something earlier, she's not being firm enough, like, do you understand what it's like to work with people who are so much more powerful and bigger than like you in the industry? Yeah, like it's like the Me Too thing and like you know, in Hollywood and stuff. Nanolis directly DMs Sinder and she says, Sinder, I wanted to say sorry for stepping back on the exclusivity deal. Wanted to apologize personally to you since I've only talked about that with Red, but I just don't want to be dragged on any personal issues like that at all. Completely valid. After all, X is still a client and it makes me anxious and kind of destroys my mental to do this kind of deal. Just wanted to let you know I still love working with you and Red, but I'll understand if things doesn't work out because of X. I just love my clients, that's all. She's so sweet, man. Cinder says, I get it, Nano, and it was unfair to push this on you, but it's just really confusing going back and forth about it. I just get compared to her a lot, even still today, and it's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is one reason why Red asked me not making any more models for her. And when you said I understand that things don't work out, it makes me feel like you're not okay with working with me anymore, which hurts so much after all this time. I really appreciate you, Nano, and it's your decision who you ultimately work with, but this is how I've been feeling. Chat, sometimes people compare me to other people, but at the same time, I don't care. I don't care. I don't think I'm close or like that similar to anybody else. And it's manipulative, yes, and it's gaslighting. You have fire, you're Cinder. I've had a few people, I'm going on record to say this, I have had a few people in stream and on Twitter say, oh, you're Cinder. I don't care. People are stupid. Why? It's not in my head. Like, I'm not comparing myself to her, and I don't think she should compare herself to other people, even if they are closer in terms of like viewership or whatever. Oh, because you have fire on your ears and your fire model, people are so fucking stupid. Yeah, you guys saw the unbanned stream. I'm not making it up. There were like a couple of people that just said straight up, oh, you're copying Cinder, and I'm like, you're so stupid, it hurts. I don't really see the point of keeping thinking about being compared to X. You're so much bigger already. You've done so much more, but I would never give X any priority over you. Also, there's not even any model for her being discussed. I just want to sleep clear-minded. Also, I'm fine not doing her models, but at least Gamers Art stuff would be fine with me. I don't want to be 100% an asshole to her, that's all. Cinder says, it's not me, but other people's opinions of us. Why do you care? You have millions of followers on social media. Why do you care about, like, I don't know, 100 people comparing you to her? You're nothing alike in terms of design. Why do you care? I don't understand. You have everything you have in the world. You have friends in the industry. You have so much. And unironically, I love Silver, not Silder, Jesus. I love Silver, but she does not even stream as much as Cinder does anymore because she's busy. It's not me, this is the opinion of others, and I'm just trying to not get involved in any drama that other people want to talk about comparing us, but I understand where you're coming from, Nano. There's no hard feelings. Sorry about this, my mental is just a bit weak. Sane girl. I'm sorry for bringing this to you. I want you to get that money. The whole situation is kind of sucky. I want to just get along. I understand if things don't work out about this, it would mostly be if you hate me for not burning X down from my list. I would never hate you, thank you. I'm an insecure bitch. People saying dumb shit online just makes me stressed. Stop reading dumb shit online. Stop. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think I probably get more hate than Cinder. Previously. I think I actually probably got more hate. Because I actually state very, very obvious things and have opinions on certain topics that people might deem controversial. Before this, sorry, I should clarify. Before this, it's not that big of a deal to be compared to other VTubers that are in the same bracket as you. It's really not. If anything, I'd be like, oh, well, damn, ShyLily's been doing this longer than me, or Silvervales been doing this longer than me, and my artist said that I'm getting more viewers and I shouldn't worry about it. Maybe that should make you feel better, no? I don't know. It's crazy. Justifying their behavior by stating that they're simply looking out for me when none of this has anything to do with me to begin with, and manipulating me into being grateful for earning well thanks to them despite the loss of work from long-time returning clients and new clients. And also, people cancel. If she keeps canceling on people, it does go through the rumor mill as well. Another example of going after other clients of mine from before, claiming that having more clients alongside them makes my work less special with the recurrence of it's just business. Manipulating me to believing that working with her is special for multiple reasons, that I risk losing that special something as a client if I prefer to work with others. No acknowledgement of my reasoning and need of working with other clients due to the nature of my work, solely focused on their issues. Chat, if Akagi all of a sudden woke up and said, I prefer to work with other people than Alana, I would probably have a retrospective, like an introspective retrospect of what I've done to like get this response. I don't understand this. I would also like to note again that this screenshot was one of the many occasions that indicated that Red speaks on Sinder's behalf, and I was originally concerned with everything going through Red that it may not have been 100% of Sinder's feelings or wants. I messaged her about it to make sure that he spoke on her behalf and confirmed with both of them that this was the case. Hey Cinder, hope you're doing okay. I talked with Ren and I believed he talked to you already, and I thought it would be best if I just check here personally. I actually wanted to know better your thoughts because Ren tried to talk to me and I think I misunderstood things. It's mostly about this, not to discredit your work because everything you work is incredible. It feels less special. Kind of been getting the same feeling with gamer subs lately too. I thought I'm canceling on some models because of it, but then I realized it's not really fair to me. I understand what he means, but at the end of the day, it's just business. I'm not gonna go over this, like, all of this. It's basically saying that they still want to work with her, but they are kind of bummed out that this isn't working out for them, and that Nano is backing out of being exclusive without being paid. Red tries to make it look like they never meant for it to appear like they wanted me to be exclusive by framing it as something I wanted, while immediately doubling down on the fact that working with more people makes my work less special and no longer unique, as if every design is just a Cinder clone. That is so insulting to Nano. I always thought that Nano's work is just every single one has different, unique, like, things to it, and all the designs are different. I wonder how she didn't Nano do Buff Pup? I wonder if there's like, I wonder how Buff Pup feels, because they're also like mutual clients. Yeah, and Snuffy and Iron Mouse. I know why she didn't go after Iron Mouse, chat. Buff responded, dude, fuck off. Yeah. So it's about working with Cinder. My friends told me it's a bit unfair for me to stop other models, so I do more for Cinder, which I agree with them. I'm a free artist and I should do whatever I want to do. I don't want to take sides on any drama or situations. I still will always have a way to have open slots for Cinder, but I won't be having her as my only customer. Okay, she's putting her foot down. I agree, you're a free artist and you should do what you want, but I was under the impression that taking on more Cinder work is what you wanted to do. I didn't think it was like, we were making you do that. That is so wild. If I was in Nano's position, I would literally screenshot and say, what do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my god. Guess we got a misunderstanding on both sides. It's more about this. Yeah, this part. I would have screenshot it and I wouldn't have even linked it back. Oh, I see. I mean, what I said is still true, but how we feel. But I wasn't saying you only have to do Cinder work from now on, even though you literally asked her to be exclusive, but okay. That's with anything, though. This is just not just your work. If you have something special and everyone wants to get that thing, it makes it less special. I understand that VTuber models are a commodity, but at the same time, I feel like this screams like ruthless capitalism. Genuinely. Like, so yeah, kind of predatory almost, yeah. And insecure. Like, you're not confident that Cinder has a unique, beautiful model and that she has a nice voice or that she sings or whatever, or, you know, like, you're not confident in your business, I feel like. I'm sorry you were under the impression we were trying to make you only do work for us. I will keep things more business talk and less emotional, LOL. Yeah, you should have done that a while ago, buddy. This was from 2020! 2023. Wait. They keep. What? They have screen caps from as recent as April from like 2 weeks ago. This was from 2 years ago. That never happened, I guess. Oh my goodness gracious me. Sorry for the stress. Every single model I do is unique and I make them special in their way. It's not like I'm selling Sinder to everyone. Please don't feel this way. This is so sad, man. It's simply business. I love that. Normalizing their behavior once again by stating this is simply business to sabotage other VTubers' careers and not work with them and focus on Sinder instead. It's okay, Nano. You're just making a living and making a name for yourself, and I can't blame you for accepting work from other big names in the industry and having a very desirable talent. If you end up filling your model schedule again like it was, let me know. We'll have to replan some things depending on that. Thank you, and for understanding my side. Just don't take this personally. I think I still love working with you guys. I'll revisit our business as business. Is this about Silvervales model or Bow's model? I think it's Silver's. I want to take it, but I don't want to disrespect Sinder. I just want to do pretty models and no hurt feelings. Business is business. They say it a lot! Goodness gracious. Oh my god, yeah, I think this is Silver's model. Nano, you're a freelance artist, and Silver is a long-time client, so it makes me sense to continue doing work for her. I understand the logistics of it. At the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. I really appreciate you for understanding my side. I just do art. Right now, I just didn't think our conversation sounded like I was trying to make you not work with her on a model. Yes, you fucking did! No, I said this thing! No, I didn't mean it like that. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. Oh. My mistake for thinking this way, blah blah blah. This feels like a weird breakup. I'm stressing. This happened 2 years ago! Damage control. Making sure none of this reaches the other VTubers and is all kept hush-hush while also providing proof that they know what they do is ill-intended and should not get out, as it will cause issues for Sinder's career to be painted in this light. Note that the uncalled shot at VTuber 1, which is Silver, I'm pretty sure, is even spoiled or hidden message in Discord so it wouldn't accidentally be leaked. I try to be transparent as possible. I think it's more fair for both sides this way. You didn't tell Silver you canceled because of Sinder, did you? No, I told them all it was health issues. I would never blame anyone besides Silver. Or was it Bao? Either or. I don't remember which one it was. We would never want to make you feel like we're making you or forcing you to work on something work on or not work on something, especially if it's something you don't want to do or want to do. In our conversation the other day, it wasn't meant to convince you of only doing Sinder work. Oh, was it Mio? Oh, it was Mio. Okay, yeah. Thank you for correcting me. The gaslighting is crazy. Can you imagine what Red and Sinder are like in real life if this is how they talk to people on the internet? Let's see if this is Onigiri wants a Nano model or not, and let's hope that Silver finds someone else. The constant obsession with Silvervale, claiming that she is asking for it by causing this unspoken competition, which is coming from absolutely no other source than Sinder herself. I think it's more like wanting her to recognize Sinder even though it literally doesn't matter. Why do you care about other VTubers acknowledging your existence? I'm gonna set myself as like a personal example. If Pippa never acknowledged me, I wouldn't care because I look up to her and I don't care if she doesn't know that I exist. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand this mentality. So Sinder's like the Beyonce of VTubers. I don't know about... Okay. No, man, I don't get it. This is so ego. Like, oh, I'm getting secondhand cringe reading this. I read this already, so like I'm kind of over it. But it's very, very, very ego-driven. I feel like there's this unspoken competition between them. Like they need to one-up each other because Silver can't get along. But I also understand her point of view. A new VTuber who people says looks. How does Silver and Sinder look alike? What? What is this? Why? I'm gonna choke myself out. What is fucking blue hair and pink and she's a Sakura wolf and the other one's a fucking hellhound with fire ears. How is that even the same? Cause dogs, I don't know, man. Yo, redacted, I hope you get your eyes checked. Maybe you're colorblind or something, I don't know. A new VTuber who people say looks, sounds, and acts like you becomes just as successful as you in a year. If she did recognize Sinder as an equal or a friend, then it would be like she's endorsing her copy, or like I've seen some people say her replacement. Who says this? Chat, if you're one that liked both, why would you ever... I've never thought like this. As a fan, you have to be delusional. They share a lot of the same audience too. Okay, and... Like, in the end of the day, it isn't about how much we can make, compared to, what? How much we make compared to her. Oh, they're comparing monetary value now. We just want her to recognize, hey, Sinder's a big VTuber too. She got there on her own merits, just like you did, get along. Are they pissed that Silver's not collaborating with Silver? I don't understand. And the marketing potential and money they could make if they teamed up. Why do you have to team up with other people? I just know anything we do, she's watching and will take from and try to outdo. Oh my god, you know the spinning figurine we have on stream? Silver figure was announced on Wednesday, no spinning figure. Cinder debut Saturday, everyone hears about it. Figure announced, spinning figure on screen with figure right next to it. Silver stream yesterday, first stream since Cinder debut. Guess what? Spinning figure with figure next to it. This is obsession, like actually? This is full-blown obsession. Then like a month later, unfollowed her on Twitter and started taking her ideas, Sinder's ideas, like the flames. And now she's basically rebranded to more of a fire Cerberus. This is Spite they're talking about. Spite the Cerberus tuber. Yeah. And this is from 2 years ago, mind you, chat. Yeah, flaming fire, blue fire is copyrighted, chat. And now she's basically rebranded to more of a Sapphire Cerberus using fire emojis all the time. Shake my head, never did that before. It's funny because she used to call herself a Hellhound, but stopped when Cinder grew past her and now uses Cerberus or Cerberpup or whatever her lore says. I don't know. But Spite has been streaming since like 2021. I've heard of her before. Granted, she wasn't like a massive streamer or anything. It's just, maybe she was bummed out at the time. I would be bummed out too if someone came in and was like, I'm gonna do a Frostfire Fox, and I'd be like, damn, okay, that kind of sucks. I don't know, it's just like, why do you care so much? The unfollow is weird. She's clearly not comfortable, by the way. Yeah, so it's like, there was also unprovoked tweets from her like, I didn't copy anyone else for my design is all me, this is who I am. Like, huh? Who are you to saying that to? Oh, lol, on random Cinder clips on YouTube, there was this one dedicated Spite fan of someone she knew that would comment on these clips, saying like, when are you going to clip Spite? Only on Cinder clips. Chat, people probably constantly compare me to other people, but I just, at the end of the day, I don't care. And just throwing Spite under the bus in 2023, and I'm not disparaging or trying to say like, oh, Spite is a tiny VTuber. I'm just saying in comparison, I think Cinder probably had 2,000 viewers and Spite at the same time probably had a couple hundred. I'd like to highlight the irony of expecting to be entitled to recognition for our own efforts and size when our own active efforts are trying to be sabotaging this very same VTuber. Also feeling entitled and insisting to be recognized by someone else is odd. Yeah, very odd. Anyway, we got through the f***ing Nano documents. Chat, I need to have some closing thoughts before I dig into the pardon me. The Cinder apology that dropped while I was doing this. I wanted to finish this for context. Okay? I have some closing thoughts. Regarding the I don't want my friends to have the same bottle artist as me is wild. It's insane to me. If any of my VTuber friends said they were getting a model done by Amy and Akagi, I would be so excited. Like, I'm insanely happy with what they cooked for me. So I couldn't wait to see what they cook for the person in this hypothetical. And a lot of people ask, why would Cinder and her manager, like, allegedly do that? I'll give my 2 cents, and to anyone who hasn't been paying attention for the last 2 years, a lot of Cinder's growth has been tied to these new models and the hype surrounding the debut for them. Every single time. She triples or doubles her viewership for the debut, and then it trickles off as it naturally does, but she gains a massive amount of following because of that. And I'm not saying it's the only reason, obviously, but it absolutely has a huge role in it. Just in the last, year, year and a half, maybe? She's done Cinder 2.0, Demon Cinder, Winter Cinder, and then people compared me to her a little bit, which I thought was kind of weird, but that's neither here nor there. There's Angel Goddess, Greek Goddess Cinder as well, the live 2D model Succubus Cinder, and then the Bikini model Cinder. Maybe I'm forgetting one, but that's off the top of my head. I don't know. And if you look at her growth, every single model drop, which is after 2 to 3 months, is a large boost to her followers and her viewership. So why did she do it? My speculation is that her or her manager, or both of them, saw other people booking projects with Nano, like Bao, Silver, Iron Mouse, Buff, who else? Snuffy, Bio, and they thought that it would be hurting their business because it delays their own model projects. Needless to say, this is super fucked up, no matter your reasoning or how we try to reason out of it, especially with saying that it devalues the models themselves. Yeah, it's just sad. It's pathetic. Now, I will look at the Cinder document. Oh my god, okay. I'm gonna read this. This is not pre-read, pre-watched. She dropped this while I was talking about the Nano thing. There's nothing I can say to make this better, but I will try my best to properly convey my feelings, frustrations, and mistakes. I'd like to explain my point of view and apologize to each party affected. Alright. How many pages is this? 7 pages! Redacted has been my co-content creator since I began making content, managing all aspects of what I do and being a major part of why I'm here. We have also been in a relationship since the start of my endeavors. Oh my god! It's no secret that many VTubers choose to keep their public and personal lives separate, and I'm no different. As of yesterday, he is no longer working with me, and have not extensively discussed any of this with him. What? Okay, alright, Where our personal situation goes from here will be figured out between us privately. I never intended to mention this us publicly, but given that the claims are out there, I want everyone to know I'm taking this seriously. After years of working on everything together, his hyper-business-oriented outlook warped my view of what it is I should be doing and what should be important to me as I navigate this career path. I have a terrible work-life balance as it is, and being around projects and stream all day every day made me lose sight of the point. It took all of this happening for me to realize this behavior isn't normal or healthy, and it's not an outlook I want to have. This doesn't absolve me of the things I've willingly done wrong and went along with, or the way I've treated people who were fully undeserving. That is crazy. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm channeling my inner bald man. I'm channeling my inner bald man. I'm gonna go full. I'm gonna be the bitch here. I'm gonna be the bitch here. I'm gonna point out the elephant in the room. I'm sorry. Your boyfriend is your manager. You talked about everything extensively. I would assume you live in the same house and sleep in the same bed. And you're both financially tied to the success of Sinder the VTuber as a couple. What is stopping you from having Redacted sacrifice his manager account, purge it from your Discord and your Twitter? And instead he just banishes you from like the shadows. Like, what's stopping you from doing that? He logs into your Discord, Sinder, to personally message everyone for business purposes, instead of messaging them on his own account. Like, what are we really talking about? This is the problem. For all we know, Red is the one who typed this. This apology I'm talking about, I mean. Or Red could be over your shoulder right now helping you word an apology to win the public back over. Everyone has the right to keep their life, private life private, right? However, what you don't get to do is use your private life being private as a shield from criticism. When your other half was doing some of the most heinous business practice in VTubing. Like, can't we just agree this is one of the most egregious things that's ever happened in indie VTubing? Her saying where our personal, situation goes from here and we figure it out privately is sadly like the biggest red flag for me. And it makes me question every single thing I'm about to read. Because ultimately, everyone is gonna assume that he's still there. And let's be honest, if he's your boyfriend and he has a vested interest in your success so he can continue making money, he's gonna keep helping you. It's such a sticky situation, and I hate drawing this comparison. But everyone remembers Amaranth being outed for having a husband, and her coming out and calling him abusive and saying how she can't wait to do content that isn't just titty streaming. And then a few months later, like, whoops, yep, there he is. We're still together, by the way, Amaranth and her husband, I mean. And by the way, I still essentially only still do titty streaming. Oopsies, my bad. That is the first thing that's gonna come to a lot of people's minds while they're reading this. I can't, man. Oopsies. So essentially, what this all boils down to, is people taking your word for it that you had no idea, what was going on. But as a couple that are both, financially invested in your success, Miss Sinder, everyone is gonna find it really, really hard to believe that you didn't discuss every single detail of every single move you made together. You're hiding behind plausible deniability while confirming to the public that you're still in the relationship for the time being with the person you've blamed all of this drama and threw him under the bus. That destroys your entire argument. You can't go, it's Red's fault, and then say we're in a relationship and we'll figure it out privately. Nobody's gonna take you seriously, man. When the person who hurt Bao and Lily and Silvervale and Spite and other people is actively profiting off of your success because you're still fucking dating! Threw him under the bus, but still with him is wild. Both Bao and Cottontail have rejected the apology. That's totally valid. I totally understand. I am not personally affected by this, but I imagine if I was, I probably wouldn't either. Nobody's gonna take you seriously after your significant other took a big fat dump on a bunch of people that you claim to be your friends. Okay, I'll just keep reading. In regards to Nanolist, for the majority of the time working with her, Red was the one almost solely doing the communication about new plans and negotiations through his private DMs. Nano had a project server we were all a part of where actual art and models were worked on, but the conversations were focused around the work itself. I was not fully aware of the extent of Red's manipulation over Nano's commission decisions, and I should have been more diligent in my oversight. I'm not buying it. I'm not either. I'm sorry. I'm just gathering my thoughts. This is serious, you know? It's just crazy to me. Nevertheless, let us continue. I was not fully aware of the extent of Red's manipulation over Nano's commission decisions, and I should have been more diligent in my oversight. That's wild to me. Every time I had been told that Nano had agreed to work on a new commission with me, it had been willingly and with excitement. From my point of view, it was that she was genuinely wanted to be working on these things. I wanted to work with Nano as much as I possibly could, making her art the face of my brand. We had come to the conclusion that it'd be in my best interest to talk with Nano about making more time for my projects by negotiating with her to cut out other work. But you still wouldn't pay her a retainer, though. You know? No retainer, bitch. Cut out work, but I'm not gonna pay you extra. This was wrong for us to push onto her. Us! You were aware! And it was wrong to the other creators who wanted the chance of working with her. There was only one specific creator we were responsible for naming and pressuring Nano into reconsidering projects with, not an entire list. That's cap. Of her own volition, Nano canceled a large portion of her model commissions last September. However, the claim that I was just using her is wrong. I've always treated Nano with respect and as my friend. I get compared to her a lot even still today. It's your decision who you ultimately work with, and this is how I've been feeling. Yeah. Business is business as usual. I did give her a lot of work, and we did everything we could to accommodate her schedule if she needed more time or a break. Sure. And even helped her with her own project payments multiple times. I've invited her on my stream, I've sent her my merch and things she's made for me, and I always was open to talking to her about things outside of our projects in the instances we would message each other. Regarding the exclusivity deal made between them, I had no part in the direction negotiations of their eventual agreement, and I had no knowledge of Bao and Cotton being included in this list. If I had known my friends were included, I would have said something to put a stop to it. Sure, buddy. Yeah, your boyfriend that lives with you and talks to you every day, and you probably have breakfast, dinner, and lunch together, and you very likely, or I would hope, sleep in the same bed together and hang out. No, he would never vent to you about like the problems talking with Nano or anything. No, that's just not how relationships work, you know? No, you're right. Okay, anyway. I was only aware of it being on one person who I was unfairly pursuing. When Nano had messaged about this agreement almost a month later, I was under the assumption this was only about Silvervale. I was upset at my initial messages to her were very guilt-trippy, but I wasn't going to force Nano to do anything she wasn't okay with. You were guilt-trippy and gaslighting, but then... Oh, the mental gymnastics. Oh, the pain. Oh. Nano also never has come to me as seriously and professionally as her document was looking to address the issues she had with either of us or terminate our partnership. What? Just screenshots. What are you talking about? I had no idea there was even a conversation about ShyLily recently between Red and Nano until reading our document. I don't even know what to say to that. That's... I get compared to her a lot, even still to this day, and it's always like I'm living in someone's shadow, which is the one reason why Red asked about not making any more models with her. They can't even be consistent. That is 2023? Chat, if someone thinks like this in 2023, what's stopping them from thinking like that in 2025? She admitted to it. Chat, are you crazy? You guys are the funniest little bunch I've ever seen on that Silvervale not Lily. Chat, I really hope that you don't get fucked over and twisted like this by like someone in a relationship. If you think like this 2 years ago and you still think like this 2 years later, this is 2025. This is as recent as 2 months ago. What do you mean? Okay, anyway, you guys are cooked. Anyway, I was never even aware Nana was ever planning to work on a model for another or one of my friends, Geary. I do not condone anything about what Red said about Bao in these DMs either, and him using we and our in this context is abhorrently incorrect, and I believe was done to gain greater credibility behind what he was saying. Yes, Red and I were initially upset when Bao hired my editor, and I took it personally when I shouldn't have. So, Why do you admit in this document that it upset you, but then you say, I would never do anything like that? When you quite literally did it to Silver. I felt as, yes, Red and I were initially upset. I felt as if maybe my content wasn't good enough, or like I wasn't paying enough for his work, but I accepted it and was happy for him getting that bag and supporting one of my friends at the same time. And yes, I was also upset when Sack, the Boss Rush MV editor, had told us that he won't be working on any future projects with us and would instead be working exclusively for Bao. But Red got it in his head that it was Bao's fault that it happened and seemingly held a grudge against her for it. You're telling me that you're in a relationship with this guy for multiple years? Let's just assume and lowball and say this is like 3 to 4 years. Because they were together, as she stated at the start, since the beginning of her content creator journey. You're telling me that he would never vent to you in real life about this? I just don't believe it. No, you both got it in your heads. I don't believe it for a second that you two never discussed this. You never sat down at a dinner table and were like, damn, I had a really rough day talking to Nano about Bao. Like, you really think that doesn't happen? Yeah, I don't know. I don't buy it. What do I know? I'm just a stupid fox girl. Where was I? But Ray got it in his head that it was Bao's fault that it happened and seemingly held a grudge against her for it. He was very passionate about Boss Rush and the potential future projects around it, but he told me without an MV editor as talented as Sack, the future projects wouldn't reach the same heights, so he created this headcanon that's laid out in those DMs. I wasn't convinced this was the case, but it's my fault for never speaking with Bao about these things directly to clear things up and letting it spiral to the point it got to. Every comment here about her own music, guilt-tripping, and claims about our shared feelings towards her are disgusting, and I honestly don't know why he thought this was this way about my close friend beyond the resentment over those two things, and why it was worth sabotaging her over. I wasn't convinced this was the case, but I let him go ahead and paint that headcanon in his DMs with Nano that I definitely didn't have any knowledge of, chat. This isn't a case of like a manager that's overstepped their boundaries and they don't know each other, chat. Okay. Anyway, what else is there? God, we're not even like, we're only 2 pages in. Fuck! The It's Just Business screenshot of my DMs with Nano's document was from November of 2023, and I'll go into my thought process of everything I said here. What Red was trying to explain to Nano is that if everyone has a model by her, then the innate value of her models overall are diminished by there being an oversaturation of that type of model out there. They're acting like this is like a Gucci bag or something. Is there thousands of Gucci bags out in the world? They're not NFTs? Wait, that's actually a way better comparison, because at least with like a bag, it's like it's got value to it, right? Like you can hold stuff in it, it's a physical thing. This is actually kind of like an NFT. Oh, you're printing so many NFTs, now they're gonna be worthless. If everyone in the world had a VTuber model done by her, then the value of having her model wouldn't be the same as if there were only a handful of them, which he viewed as a negative for me. I understand where he is coming from with this. I don't. Sorry. But in the VTuber space, this isn't something we should have pursued. Or any space, for that matter. It's art, too! I said this before. Just because Monet has, or Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh, or, what's his name? Salvador Dali, it doesn't devalue their pieces. It's because it's made by that person. Like, what are we talking about? Nano has an amazing skill where she's able to draw each of these VTuber children uniquely, so I was never upset at seeing new model siblings. In many cases, I was cheering them on at their debuts and looking to the collab with them as sisters when I could. Me saying it's just business was referring to my acceptance of Nano's business decisions, whether she chose to work with me or not. This was not in reference to anyone's model being canceled, further explaining to her that it's okay if she chooses not to work with me. I can understand where the next part can sound manipulative, but my intention was to reminisce about the journey we had together up to this point. Since at this time, I wasn't sure if this is where Nano and I would start working together as frequently as we had been. Yeah, because you didn't do an exclusivity deal and then you wanted her to blacklist people and cancel models. Through Red. and I'd have to look for a new model artist. I then encourage her to work on projects she's excited about while I talk with Red to find a project that would work with her schedule. All right, we're getting to my favorite part, talking about Silvervale, the queen. When talking about Silvervale, I need to start at the beginning. Before I was Sinder, I was a pink cherry blossom girl named Tashi that did ASMR content. When the VTuber boom happened in 2020, I knew I wanted to join in. Red and I contacted an artist in October, and they were set to start my VTuber design by December. The plan was to take my cherry blossom persona Tashi and make her a pink and white wolf girl VTuber. In November of that same year, Silvervale revealed her Sakura wolf design. I had heard of Silvervale earlier that year, but I didn't watch her streams at all. We knew we had to pivot before we stuck with a design that would just be a copy of one of the most popular VTubers at the time. Okay, so, I mean, that's kind of valid, sure, if that's true. I've explained so many times on my stream, I knew I wanted to be a wolf girl, so I mixed my love of Okami and metal music into the design and came up with a hellhound. My name was originally going to be Ember, but Red came up with the word Sinder, a mix of sin and cinder, both hell and fire themed. It was only a coincidence that it ended up similar to Silver. Okay, that's valid. Totally, okay. I was genuinely interested in pursuing a friendship with her, and I drew fan art of myself of us together. On the other hand, Red was in my ear the whole time saying how great working together would be, since again, he's being business-oriented side of my brand. That's weird. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know. Pursuing a VTuber and it's just, I don't want to say it's wrong, but it's weird, you know? Like, I put myself in put myself in her shoes. Yeah, sure, you can have an Oshi and like love them and say that they're awesome and you look up to them, but like admitting to your manager slash boyfriend saying that it would be fantastic if you collaborated together and that it would be like such a great business decision. Where are the receipts? It's all business, man. It's all just business. We don't have receipts because it probably was all said in real life. Since I started streaming, I've been ruthlessly compared to Silvervale, being called the discount version of her. I have never heard this in my entire life. I mean, again, people say mean things about me, but I feel like acknowledging it is just kind of, I don't know how to say this really nicely. Stop reading fucking comments. Stop reading people's, like, comparisons of you. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. They're stupid. Chat, have you ever heard of this? Like, I've personally never seen someone compare Sinder to Silvervale, but I don't frequent Sinder stream, like, all the time, you know? Is this her, like, own headcanon as a result of, like, ego, or was this actually happening and she read one too many comments about it? No, never heard of it. I never heard of that comparison. Again, if it does happen, I'm sure it does. People say stupid shit online. Don't let it get to you. You are so successful. Where was I? I was accused of copying her design. How? You're both... How are you being compared to Silvervale's design? Being called the discount version of her, copying her personality, even copying her laugh of all things. I've never heard of this. And there was a large number of people who were diehard believers, in fact, that I stole all of these attributes maliciously for my own gain, citing the art I posted of us together, calling her an inspiration, when in reality this was referring to the decision to become a hellhound. The only time Silvervale was mentioned in the original designing of my character was when we explained why we were pivoting to something else and there were no references of her character involved. I grew more and more resentful of Silver over time between the constant belittling of myself, a controversy around my first waifu cup. Chat, what? What? No! Yeah, she got one guide, like actually one guide. I've never heard of this. Chat, I am really, like, on top of, like, drama. Like, don't... I think she needs to get off 4chan. No, actually, for real. You need to stop reading, like, comments like that. People are stupid. Basically, she resents Silver by getting one guide and for not working with her. Yes. Yes, this is all what it boils down to. Her boyfriend slash manager said that it would be really fantastic if Silvervale and Sinder got together and did a business collaboration, and Silver said basically, no, I'm not interested, and now it's just been like a grudge ever since. And other incidents, even though she herself never interacted with me directly. Other incidents is like what? Why don't you have receipts for this? I never heard anything about Sinder's first waifu cup. I never heard anything about that. It was also the fact that made me insecure. Like, I wanted to know if she believed all of these things or not. It really felt as if she didn't like that I even existed in the same space. So at the point I was working with Nano consistently, we brought up not making any more models for her. If a VTuber model is how everyone recognizes you, then it'd be harder to compare us directly if we no longer look alike or have shared similarity. You, in one word, said that all of Nano's beautiful children are unique, but then at the same time, now you're saying that somehow they're all similar. My guy, pick a lane. Pick a side! Please, to any VTubers involved in watching this, I don't, this is so just, yeah, man, like, no! So you wanted to sabotage Silvervale, the absolute darling, the angel of VTubing, because you had this headcanon that you were too similar. So you thought it was okay to take away her opportunity to have a model with Nano. Like, wow. The girl that got relentlessly harassed over the Hogwarts Legacy drama, completely undeserved, who came out on top at the end of the day, who basically semi-retired and doesn't stream as much as she used to, and you somehow, in this universe, need to feel like you need to one-up her and shit all over her. I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you, this is crazy. I actually know what Cinder talks about when she says Sylvie was called Simras, the OG outfit. Oh, you mean like when she has like the shorts and the punk rock outfit and stuff? I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I never thought of it like that. I feel like if your fans love you and they support you, having similar outfits, by that logic, by the way, this is delusional, as Scoo is saying. This is completely delusional. Buff Pup also has a very rocky, like, metally type of design, too. Are you saying that Buff Pup as well, like, somehow has, like, the same thing going on? No. They're very unique. Oh, you're not allowed to have outfits that are kind of similar to mine. Nah, she has paws is different. I just don't get the logic. It's besides the point. I think that's so delusional to say that you're just like a one-to-one copy and that I don't think Cinder and Silvervale sound alike, but that's just me. Maybe I have the tisms, I don't know. Where was I? Red pushed for this harder than I ever did because he knew how it affected me for years, but no matter what the outcome was, I wasn't going to walk away from working with Nano. But you wouldn't stop them from not telling Silvervale to stop. Okay. Right. Silver was completely undeserving of this treatment, and it is what my own insecurities that led me to making this choice. I became unapologetically evil towards her due to no direct action of her own. There's no excuse for any of this. Okay. Alright. Moving on from Silvervale, let me talk about spite. Once again, I had no involvement or knowledge of Red bringing up spite to Nano in 2023. My only personal involvement with excluding someone specific from working with Nano was Silver. My design sheet and outfit were finished and made public at the very start of 2021. The first thing she mentions is a debut teaser in 2022 that was apparently posted the same day as her original debut, which I honestly don't know if it at the time was intentional or not. Okay. Certainly looks weird, doesn't it, chat? Sure. Again, sure. When I first debuted, I was very possessive of my design details. I have made it a year and a half since my design sheet was finished and public to having a full VTuber debut as I watched everything grow and change from the sidelines. And I didn't want anyone else to capitalize on my concept before I could. If you're so defensive over your design, why did you post it before you debuted? I'm just saying, you had a choice. Like, this is bullshit. You spent the entirety of the last paragraph how insecure you were being compared to a VTuber that doesn't look or sound anything like you, so now you want me to believe you had no concerns about a VTuber who actually does look similar to you, except she actually had receipts for doing all her designs before you. I put my hands up. I just think it's a little bit weird that not even 2 seconds ago, you said that you were absolutely just livid over Silver and you were being evil towards her, and then you say, oh, well, it could have been a coincidence. It could have been a coincidence that this happened. I don't know. I was very possessive. Okay. Soon after my original debut, I remember Spike getting an update to her model that made it seem like she more closely resembled me, including fire added to her model. Without evidence, I saw it and thought she must have copied me, but I never did anything about it other than voice my frustrations to Red. I didn't want to start drama with anyone, and I didn't have ownership over fire as a design detail. Keyword, I voiced my frustrations to Red, who then also got mad and brought it up to Nano years later as well. Keep in mind, 2021 and the screenshots we have are from 2023. I'm just saying, there's the tiny little things you can like poke little holes in the you know, in the argument. So yeah, like if you really think about it, you do talk to each other when you have an issue with a VTuber. Yeah, you do have an issue. That's kind of weird because it sounds like you were saying you don't talk to Red about anything like at all earlier, huh? This is what we're talking about at the end of the day. Let's be so for real right now. Who debuted first, Silver or Sinder? Can I have a timeline? Silver. Okay. Yeah, I can absolutely see similarities. I'm not gonna hold you. I can see why people would be like, this is a little bit weird, huh? Yeah, the fuffles at the top. Yeah, sure. And again, Silver doesn't have any issue with it. She didn't say anything. She didn't talk to her quote-unquote manager. I'm just saying. The frilly top too with the bootstraps. Yes, I do think the frilly bootstrap. This is funny. The bootstraps at the top. Sure, I can absolutely see that. But did she say anything about that? Did she ever talk about it? Did she ever express her insecurities about how Cinder is like copying her or whatever? You know, like I feel like she doesn't. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Yeah, she's chill as a cucumber. Exactly. She's chilling like a villain. She won. She's the winner. So now she's going after Spite, who is, by the way, far smaller than her. Like, far smaller than her. Without evidence, I saw it and I thought she might have copied me, but I never did anything about it than voiced my frustrations with Red. I didn't want to start drama with anyone, and I didn't have ownership over fire as a design detail. The references for the ripped shirt and shorts and outfit on my bikini model was given to Nano in June of 2022 with the purpose of having a cover-up outfit that would be safe for Twitch. The merch art she's referring to was designed around my concept of my fire changing blue. The fact that the rest of the art was grayscale was the artist's choice. It was going onto the back of a hoodie, and I didn't have a say, or at least I didn't counter that being the final decision. There was no intention to deliberately look like Spite with this piece. Unfortunately, both my Angel and Sleepy outfits being similar to outfits Spite has done in the past was just a coincidence. I had always planned to one day make an Angel counterpart to my Demon outfit when it was being made in 2023, and my original reference sheet laid the groundwork for that idea. I've never liked theming anything around my brand in a religious light, so I chose to make my Angel form more Greek Valkyrie than biblical. which also gives it a similar look to my demon form. The sleepy outfit was a last-minute decision to pivot from a fully new 3.0 model because I had the opportunity to work with gamer subs on an AFK flavor. Valkyries are Norse? Wait, actually, yeah, Greek Valkyries are not a thing. Yeah, just a coincidence, chat. Chat, are you familiar with the term projection? Because in Red's DMs, he was just shitting on Spite for copying Sinder, but in reality, it was just a coincidence that it was the other way around. Very people, I'm scratching my chin a little bit. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Alright. I mean, this is also, I mean, again, it's all like puzzle pieces falling into place. One thing happens and then another thing happens, and it makes me think that other things are not a coincidence based on other things happening at the same time. You know, like once, shame on me, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you, fool me twice, fool me 3 times. Like, I don't know, man. Spite never should have received the hate comments over her outfit or any comments comparing us or belittling her because of my existence, and I never advocated for anyone to do so, especially given my experience. Hold on, I have a really funny Twitter post too that kind of tacks onto the fact that Sinder is also in the past been very malicious to smaller people. An ASMR YouTube streamer person, I don't know who they are, I glanced over this and they quote tweeted Bao. They did an ASMR where they did a Lonely Hellhound thing, and apparently John Silva Art replied to it in 2021 and said you're cringe, and they found out before they turned off who gets to like things on Twitter, her manager and Sinder liked the post. Again, this doesn't mean that this is all like, oh, it's not a coincidence. It's kind of telling of the character, okay? Yes, liking a comment saying that this person is cringe for making a ASMR, and then the manager comments it too. And then the manager follows you, by the way, as well. Kinda weird, chat. Spite also brought up another creator who reached out about her experience with me, and I can only assume it's Nyantails. Oh, my bad. Okay, never mind. They are an ASMR artist who at one point posted a Hellhound OC for their upcoming ASMR videos, undoubtedly created using me as a reference. How do you know that? Undoubtedly created using me as a reference. What do you mean? What, you own the Hellhound copyright? What? Jesus Christ, man. And chat, at any rate, do you think people don't copy Silver's design? Let's be realistic. You are a massive, streamer. Of course there's people that's gonna be copying you. Do you guys remember the ShyLily copycat? Proof? Yeah, again, proof? Where's the proof? Where's the receipts? This was right after my debut, and like I said, I was very protective of my design elements being unique to me, and I overreacted. Shortly after, I apologized and they agreed to adjust the character design and thought the matter was settled. Proof? Where? Receipts? By the way, chat, no fucking receipts! 0 receipts! 0! The whole time! No pictures! Just trust me, bro. Just trust me. At the very start of my online career, I was a girlfriend, experienced ASMR artist. Before I started my channel, I had gotten into listening to roleplay audios myself, of course, yeah, sure. I had always been a shut-in throughout high school and college, and I wasn't happy with where my life and my relationship were at the time. I thought that your boyfriend was there at the start? Okay. After uploading my first few audios on my channel, started growing fast. This was the first time I was inundated with so many people wanting to know me and talk to me, and I got lost in the excitement of it all. Okay, excitement of it all, getting people not wanting to talk to me. Not fully come to terms with these messages being because of the kind of content I was making. I was immature and inexperienced with how to conduct myself online. I have never had many IRL friends and had met Brainy doing ASMR. I quickly became comfortable chatting with him about everything, divulging my grievances about my personal life when I shouldn't have. I cheated on my boyfriend Rainy in these conversations, flirting and sexting. I used Rainy for emotional comfort and sexual fantasy while I let my real life relationship collapse. But you're still with him. Not the NTR portion, chat. This is actual NTR. Why is this going into the apology, by the way? You could have just not addressed it. Can I just say this for the record? You could have said nothing. You could have said nothing. Why? Why did you have to include this? When I was watching Scoo's stream, we were all like, why did you, like, this is kind of funny, but like at the same time, why did you make this like a, I need to out Sinder for like sexting or whatever? Because Rainy released a Google Doc? Who the fuck cares? Just don't acknowledge it. Who cares? You already admitted to having a boyfriend. Why do you have to explicitly say like, yeah, I cheated on my boyfriend who is also still my boyfriend to this day? It's just, I don't know. Anyway, it was my dissatisfaction with my personal life and escaping into messages with someone else who I found through content focused around girlfriend and boyfriend roleplay. It was never about climbing the ladder with Rainy, and I found that being his takeaway from why I moved on was baffling. By the time I was ready to debut as Sinder, I wanted to leave that in the past. Still to this day, I regret my decisions. I've been living with it since, and I was lucky to be able to mend my relationship after this. Chat, she said she's very lucky to remedy her relationship. That's kind of odd because earlier you said you're gonna work out things privately, so you're lucky to like be with him despite you not knowing if you want to be with him, as you said yourself in the first paragraph of this apology. Sure sounds like you have no intention of dumping him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe get her life in order first, holy mess. I think you went into being a content creator with a lot of baggage and now it's blowing up in your face. Sure sounds like you're trying to divert all the blame, all the blame onto Red. This is just the vibes I'm getting at the end of the day. You're using Red as a scapegoat to avoid accountability. It sure sounds like the guy that hurt all those people is gonna continue profiting in the background from the money you make as Sinder. I don't know, man. It's really sus. My boyfriend made me do this Google Doc. I don't know. We don't know at the end of the day. Okay, this is a really big one. Peaches is the one that outed her for having a boyfriend because she knew her back in 2020. And lastly, I want to address Peaches. This is a very big problem I have, and I'm sure many others in my position do too. At the end of the day, I am one person. I am one person working on multiple projects with multiple companies, talking to dozens of people, and streaming for hours almost every day. But didn't you say that you... Bro, who proofread this apology? Hold the phone. You're not one person, you're two people. No, but like, you just said at the start, am I crazy? No, am I actually insane? Did I like, I'm getting gaslit by this document, like actually. She said, I am the person that does the streaming, my boyfriend does all the freaking business. What? No, I'm like actually gonna like choke myself out with a rope. I'm actually getting lost. I have ADHD, I don't remember what was like, said, like I'm trying to keep a track of it. Okay, all right, where was I? Streaming for hours almost every day. I've never had a big social battery and I get tired very easily when interacting with people. Okay, sure. I haven't had much energy at all over the past year, leading me to take frequent naps. I've literally been able to keep up with my closest handful of friends on a frequent basis. Friends. Friends. Let alone everyone else. Red has always been a big help in keeping up with things, but he doesn't do everything. But he does everything in terms of businesses, right, chat? Okay. I'm so sorry I made you feel forgotten, Peaches. I've always cherished your friendship, and I was incredibly excited to meet you in Paris. I'm so grateful for everything you've done for me, and I've never thought to purposefully drop you just because I could. I'm sorry. I know I've made a lot of people feel forgotten and ignored. It's so easy to get caught up in projects or what I'm doing. Well, I have the energy to do it that people fall by the wayside. I understand the feelings of those who resent me over this, and all I can say is I'm sorry. Chat, Red doesn't do everything for me, but he did do all the things that hurt my friends and not me. No, I had no idea. Yeah, very convenient, yeah. I don't deserve to be able to contact everyone involved directly to personally apologize, so I'll do it here and chance they read it. To Nano, I'm sorry I let everything get to this point and entertain the thought of you working with me exclusively. That's not fair to you. I wouldn't be here without you. I wouldn't have been able to do what most of what I've already done without you. Can I reiterate that Nano said that they didn't want to pay her an exclusivity fee and that she should just cut people out no matter what? Yeah. I felt overly attached to our relationship over the last 4 years, and I loved working so much that I wanted to make myself exclusive to your art. And I should never sought those feelings to be reciprocated. Everything you've worked on me for was always perfect, and I lost sight of everyone else around me have felt. I had no intention of pressuring you into anything, but looking back on my cloud of judgment, I can see how my messages felt that way. When I talked about how my models helped you improve, I meant that looking back on how far we've come together. That's also not true. I saw screenshots of them saying, oh, well, without us having you learn how to cut the rigs and learn how to make art better, you wouldn't have come this far without us. I saw the messages themselves. Also, I'm pretty sure it was Red that read that message, or wrote that message. It wasn't Sinder. So is this Red or Sinder talking? We've been friends for so long and cheered each other on. When we both started growing, gave more opportunities. You would be my exclusive artist for all full live 2D models for the majority of the time as a VTuber. And of course, I would have been sad if you didn't want to continue that relationship. But in all of our private DMs, I was okay with you ultimately doing what was best for yourself. I saw you as someone I trusted and loved and wanted to make sure you were still taking care of yourself with all the projects you took on, mine or otherwise. I never saw you as just a business partner. I thought I was reassuring you, I'd always be understanding, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry what I put you through. To Bao, this is a big one. This is a big one. Red literally said that Bao's songs are a flop and that Sinder's shit's better. I don't know, man. Chat, like, this is one of the most monumental blunders in VTuber history. Let's say you want to be a ruthless businesswoman, and you think that all your growth is tied to your, like, your new model debuts. And let's say it actually does hurt your business when other VTubers, like your friends, book slots with Nano, which means, like, your models that you have planned get delayed. Which hurts your growth. Let's assume that's the case. Then offer her a fucking retainer fee. Pay her a monthly fee to only work with you in addition to the cost of the models. But no, you didn't do that. You gaslit her and try to make her think like she's the reason you got where you are today. It's disgusting. Like, it's so sad. I'm sorry, Bao. I mean, Nano. Yeah. Alright, let me read this Bao one. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there. Oh gosh, what a doozy. To Bao, since the start, I've always admired and how genuine you've always been to everyone. I wouldn't be here without you either. I'm disgusted myself for buying into the narrative that my friends were competition. I've never had such genuine friendships in my life, especially with you. Genuine friendships. We've gotten to know each other so well and in person. You've already been through so much, and the last thing I wanted to do is cause you more harm, but I did. I'm sorry for not reaching out sooner about these ideas that were put into my head. I wish we would have been able to talk about this too. I didn't know about the severity of things that have been said and theorized about my own friends behind my back until now. Girlfriend and boyfriend. Boyfriend says stuff about Bao. No idea. Yeah, sure. Okay. It's my fault for not realizing the things Red was saying about you. The countless friendships I've made here within the last several years mean so much more to me than him and the business side of things, and his way of thinking. Throwing him under the bus again. No amount of popularity or money means more to me than the relationships I've built in this community. I've always been myself, whether it be on stream or in person. I hope the friends I've made can understand I'd never condone this behavior or any of the things that were said about my friends. I've always wanted everyone around me to thrive and find happiness. I can't stress enough about how disappointed I am that I didn't see this sooner, until I got to a breaking point. I'm sorry, Val. It's just business, lady. To Sack, this is the video editor. The music video editor. I love getting to chat with you in person and absolutely loved all the hard work you put into the boss rush. Boss Rush song! I was so grateful to hear you were on board to edit the music video. I don't remember exactly why the stream got pushed back, but I definitely wouldn't have put the blame on you, knowing about how soon the deadline was when you started working on it. I was so thankful for your willingness to complete the project despite everything, and the quality of how it turned out was incredible. I can't believe how Red talked about you, especially after all the effort you put in for me. I'm so sorry for everything that's happened. To Cotton and Lily, I'm so sorry you had to get dragged into this. It's my fault I let it get this far, but I hope you can believe me when I say I had no knowledge of Red bringing you up in Nano's DMs. I just learned about this all myself, and there could have been so many other friends affected by this narrative that things always had to be competitive. If I knew Red was trying to exclude specific friends in this exclusivity deal, I would have spoken up. None of my friendships are worth sacrificing over an art piece. Except when that art piece makes you more money. Can I just say that? I'll be the dickhead in the room. It makes you more money to get more art done by Nano. Yeah, like really, like what are we talking about? I loved being your friend and all the memories we've shared, and I hope someday you can forgive me for allowing this to happen. To Silver. Since the start, I love that I saw someone else sharing so many similar interests to me, and I thought maybe someday we could talk about it and be good friends. I was blinded by all those hate comments around me calling your lesser half. I hate the person I've become towards you. I tried reaching out some time ago to try and start up a friendly conversation to change things and make things right, say hi to you at conventions, and support your endeavors. But despite all that, I was still being eaten alive by my own doubts and fear or harassment. I was pressured by the community as a whole to try reaching out to collaborate since I got those messages so often comparing us, and I hoped we could work something out. The photo of me at the meet and greet was taken candidly, and I thought it looked so cute, and I posted it without asking you, which is wrong of me. I was so wrong for letting everyone get in my head about all those malicious feelings. I'm so sorry for any opportunities I've taken away from you. I'm sorry, Silver. Yo, Cinder, you need to stop reading 4chan. Stop ego searching yourself on 4chan or like Twitter or whatever. You have got to get a grip, man. The ultimate one guy, yes, man. I'm sorry I had assumed things about your design, Spite, that weren't true, and I'm sorry you've been harassed by commenters and you need to compare us, and apologize for the way Red spoke to you about Red spoke about you to Nano. You didn't deserve any of this, Spite. I'm sorry. Why the small apology? Oh, because she's the smallest streamer. She doesn't have as much, like... No, like, actually, though? Yo, like, one of my mods is like, actually, he's like, why is it so small? It's because she's the smallest streamer out of everyone, that's why. I'm not gonna lie, if I was sociopathic enough and this happened, I would at least try to balance it out and make it as big as, like, everyone else's, to some extent. I'm just saying, and also, this is the worst one by far, in terms of, like, you copied my design and, like, You basically copied my idea, and I'm sorry, and I was really defensive, and I also had people hating on you for no reason. I feel like this is like one of the worst ones. To Peaches, I'm sorry it made me seem like I was ignoring or ghosting you. I was so happy we had the opportunity to meet in person. I was apologetic with how busy things were for me at the time. I wanted to spend more time with you, but as I got more and more DMs and messages, everything became so overwhelming, and I've always had a low social battery. And then it made it so hard for me to keep up to date. Well, my friends have never had any ill feelings towards you, and I still don't. To Rainy! The fingering guy! The fingering guy! You were the first person I met as an ASMR artist. During a time where I was immature and vulnerable, I ended up being consumed by the content I was making, and it led me to making awful decisions I still think about and regret. I was not in a good spot at the time. I've hated myself for this kind of behavior, and it took a long time for me to move on from what happened. I have no excuses. I'm sorry you were dragged into my drama, and I'm sorry how I made you feel after I just wanted to close the book on things. Did she ever tell her boyfriend that she cheated on him, or is just finding out? We don't know, but let's just assume he already knows. I'm sorry to my Pyro Pups and my mods for expecting me to lead by a better example than this. I'm sorry to the VTuber community for looking towards me as someone to aspire to. I'm sorry to Kaiser, who's put his heart and soul into everything he's ever done for me and not talking to you about how I felt. I'm sorry to the dozens of artists that have put their hard work into me, and I'm sorry to the rest of my friends who I've let down. I've led a bad example. I don't expect forgiveness. I've made many mistakes over my 5 years on the internet, and I'm only one person living one life, and I get for the first time. Oh my god. And I get for the first and only time like everyone else. As I said at the start, I ended up developing an extremely unhealthy work-life balance, and the harm Red has caused with the way he viewed things is irreparable. I just find it so hard to believe you're in a relationship and you live together and you just don't know what's going on. Whatever. The way I've been perceiving things lately is not how I want to view the world moving forward, and this goes to show there's a lot I need to address and improve if I'm to continue being a creator. I'm devastated that the friendships so special to me may understandably never be mended again. I love my job and I love all the friends I've had. Thank you for reading, Sinder. It's irreparable, Chad. What's wild to me is that at the start it's about how they're figuring it out privately, but the things that he said to my friends on my behalf essentially are irreparable. He definitely won't continue to profit off my work, trust me. I feel bad because at the end of the day, I know it's not confirmed that they're living together and that it's their private problem or whatever, but you can't be in a relationship for 5 years and not live together. Like, come on, then it's not a relationship. 5 years? She can come back from this, but I don't expect to collab with the girls anytime soon. I gotta go through the responses. I have to. Yeah, like, we have to go through this. And to top it off, chat, it honestly kind of feels like... It honestly does feel like Red wrote this apology, not gonna lie. Or had, like, a very heavy hand in it. I just don't really buy it. Like, throughout the entirety of the document, she constantly references and blames Red, but, like... She says, we'll figure it out privately. Yeah, I don't know. I'm putting my hands up. I don't know. I'm not clairvoyant. I'm not a god. It's like he wrote it and she fixed it. No. I don't know about that. I don't think it's about fixing. I think there's a lot more to it than that. But I wanted to address some people's responses that were directly affected. Like Bao. Bao says, how can you say you didn't know? I showed you both my base model sketch from Nano at WeebCon. We walked on stage and performed together. You were in the group chat where I shared my sadness over Nano suddenly canceling my model. After we were close to begin live 2D and rigging, and to now find out that just the day before I shared my sadness, this is the conversation that happened that ruined months of debut prep, planning, merch, and preparation. If you want to apologize to me, please do it properly and stop hiding behind Red. Yeah, we saw this. Did you cancel the models? I'm scared to cancel Bao. You shouldn't be, she has so many connections, she'll find someone super fast. Did you already design her outfit? Smoj, Nano had to drop me as a client because her work schedule is too hectic. Oh shit, she dropped the doc, man. She dropped the fucking girly pop group chat. The Google Docky Walkie. She's so valid for this, by the way. This is so sad, man. Yikes! No, I'd be heartbroken too, chat. Like, for reference, I would be devastated. I would be absolutely destroyed. And then to find out that the girl that I was trying to be friends with told my artist not to. Okay, let's look over it. I'm gonna refresh it since it's been a little bit. Mamma mia, look at that ratio. 3,400 comments to 5,000 likes. 1.5 million views! What? Buff Puff says fuck off. Ooh. I had no involvement or knowledge, as if partners don't tell everything to each other. This is what I'm saying about that. Like, I brought this up too. Like, as if boyfriend and girlfriend don't tell each other every single little thing. You're blaming him to save yourself. I'm so disappointed in you both. Shame on you for the pain to have caused all your friends just so you can be the best. This is so sad. I'm so disappointed. That was disappointing to read. As creators, we're responsible for our own brand and image. We're responsible for the relationships we maintain and how we treat others. When you're calling out for your wrongdoings, it's always best to take accountability for your own actions. No excuses, no manipulation, no redirection. Thank you, Ellie. Jesus, dude. This is so fucking sad. It's just boyfriend business. Mistakes, jealousy, and losing control are understandable. You can grow from them, but betrayal is different. It shows you're willing to sacrifice close friends whether it's convenient, and no business should ever justify saying that. Elena says, this is someone you supposedly loved and worked close with as a team for years. Man, I actually true though. I can't imagine for the sake of an online image throwing someone away so effortlessly, claiming you didn't know what they were doing. And it's for 5 freaking years. There's just no way. People have falling outs, people piss each other off, people end up not clicking or having misunderstandings. I get that, but dude, you were at the top. Thank you! Comparing yourself when you were at the top! I feel like some people really discredit the fact that Sinder was quite literally the biggest VTuber. Indie VTuber that would go online and just trump everyone, uncontested, except for maybe Iron Mouse. But that's like bro, you had everything. You had a massively supportive community, a group of girls who stuck by you. You're a partial owner of a company. People would die to be there where you're at, and you actively sabotage the people closest to you, as well as the creators that had nothing to do with you. I always looked up to how hard you worked and how much you kept a good head on your shoulders being where you're at, but damn, dude. We're not all perfect, and this is a clear example of being a human. We make mistakes. I just hope in time you're able to take ownership of that and not put it on someone else. Cinema. Absolute cinema. Feeling insecure is rough, and it's hard to treat people right when that happens. I think you did the right thing by being open about your feelings. Even if not everyone will be okay with it, I hope it can help you and your friends can heal. He hasn't been talked to extensively about the situation. Oh. Yeah. This pose is kind of stinky, not gonna lie. I wouldn't insult you like some others here, but this is definitely a bad move. My wife and I have been together for a shorter amount of time than you two, and she knows about just about everything I do, so total ignorance is hard to believe. Trying to transfer blame is a bad look. Also, J-Maz, his wife is not in charge of their content. That's the other thing. Like, Red and Sinder are in the business together. I'm very disappointed in you, a response you wrote. To be honest, it's very difficult to believe that you really didn't know what was going on and that you threw your significant other under the bus to make yourself look better. Was really sad to see. It left a bitter taste in many people's mouths. I think taking a step back and taking time reflecting on everything wild would be the best thing to do. When I briefly helped with your 1.0 model, you were so kind, including me in the credits, and even though I was involved as much, it was always stuck with me and left a positive impression on me. I believe you can do better. Not my place to forgive you, but it's not late to do the right thing and prove to your viewers that you are genuine. Damn, boy. Yeah. Disappointed in reading this. Who else? Shekai, Suika. God damn, dude. Just want to let you know that it took me around 30 minutes to read the whole thing, and I think I lost both my voice and my sanity. It rated a 3 out of 10. Oh my god, man. I'm sorry, but I find it crazy that you blame most of this on Red, and even more so, avoided even mentioning the relationship. But most of all, This is all you have to say to Spite after she went through it? Thank you! Someone else fucking says it too. She got the shortest one because she's got the little smallest viewers. Yep. Yeah, disappointing. Not my spot to accept this. Actions speak louder than words. Oh my god. Oh my lord, man. Dude, fuck off, actually. Chat, this is my response. This is my response to this. I don't even have words, I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. This is actually just like, I'm witnessing history happen. Chronically online history, but history nonetheless. No, Camilla, no. Man. Damn, bro. Holy schmuckamoles, man. Holy. That's very personal. Well, she was close to Sinder, man. I have no horse in this race ultimately. It's just a bunch of people that I know, right? Like, we're on talking terms, but I don't know Sinder at all. Someone linked this just now. Sinder, this is like me saying I have zero insight into things Zolon does on my behalf. Come on. Yeah, Victoria is married to Zolon, and he is also like her manager. She's got a good point. I didn't even think of that, to be honest. True and real. Real shit. Yeah. No, they don't talk. Like, yeah, they really don't talk. Like, they just have dinner. They never talk about business. They don't talk about what happened on stream that day. Like, really? Really, girl? No, we don't talk. What a day. What a day, chat. Goodness. Lily just dropped. Oh my god, fuck me. Oh my god, cheese and crackers. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, no, please. Where? Oh, here. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my. Okay. We gotta see what the orca has to say. The absolute audacity to sit here and continue to manipulate and gaslight is absolute insanity. The pain and mental torment you've caused to the ones closest and most supportive of you has been devastating, and I have never been so heartbroken and hurt so badly for my friends. You are the fakest person I've ever had the displeasure of supporting. Holy orca predator, just going for the throat, thrashing her around. Holy shit. Reading and hearing of how you've really viewed me behind my back, not just through screenshots of your man. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm fucking sinking in my chair. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit, your man. Your man. Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh shit! Woo! Yo, orca killer whale. Cheese and crackers, man. What your man was up to when everyone who shared even a single... Wait. Oh my god. Oh shit. My bad. I skipped a part. Reading and hearing of how you've really viewed me behind my back, not just through screenshots of your man, but also your very own messages, while having to sit here and read through this bullshit lies you spin, make me want to vomit. You know, ambergris from whales is really expensive. It's like whale vomit. Man. To claim that you didn't know a single thing and had zero awareness of what your man was up to when everyone who shared even a single moment with you knows that you basically operate as the same person, sharing every waking moment while loving to jump at the slightest opportunity to turn into your most slanderous self as soon as the opportunity was given, even when talking about your friends is sickening. Oh my god. Lily, I'm sorry, man. That's fucked up. She's dropping the fucking lore right now. You killed her! I've experienced your own actions without red in a situation where in your own screenshotted words you express a pressure to live up to what Lily is, and proceeded to throw one of your most loyal and supportive friends under the bus after months of continuous planning just because you consistently chose business over friends, never feeling bad for failing them. Chat. They were all in the group chat, bro. Just to earn the bag and compete with me over V-Card collab that you rescheduled to be on the exact date your friend needed you to keep an important promise. You actively lied about it to them instead of blaming me for the collab. You rescheduled, adding me to the pool of excuses to save your ass when you realized you were being a bad friend. Oh my god. Yeah, they did reschedule the collab. I remember that. Because V-Card dropped and they were supposed to do one together since they're both the poster children for it. Oh my god, dude. Why blame me for choosing to miss an obligation you agreed to on one of the most important days in that friend's career? Everything you do is out of competition through your constant need to one-up the people who are the sole reason you even have these opportunities and platforms to earn from to begin with. You're welcome, by the way! Oh, man. Lily, you're an orca Vtuber, but you didn't have to, like, go for the throat like that. You're, like, thrashing her in the water. Jesus Christ. Pardon my French. She just mag dumped her ass. Oh my god. That's an understatement. You claim that it's just business. Well, in the business world, there has to be accountability, and all you've done is try and shove it away and admit to nothing. In true narcissistic fashion, you're only feeling sorry about yourself and your own consequences in your career to try and salvage it. I'm sorry for everyone who looked up to you as an inspiration. I'm especially sorry for your fans. Pyro pups deserve better. Oh man, she did not like hold back on this at all. She popped the fuck off. That's crazy, dude. This is insane. I didn't expect it to be this, like... This isn't even being vicious, it's just like, you know, just being real, you know? She's gonna get ratioed! Oh my god, she's gonna get ratioed, like actually, oh my god. I mean, she's just saying what people are thinking right now. Again, I read this whole thing. You guys watched me read it, and the whole time, I genuinely thought the whole time that there was a lot of holes to be poked in, and backtracking and saying, oh, I'm sorry, but like, it's kind of like, I'm sorry I got caught kind of deal, you know? Oh my god. Oh no. Not the ukulele chat. I ought to put you in jail for this. I thought mine one was fucking strong. Chat, I do have to wonder how is GamerSupps gonna handle this, cause like, I think they're gonna have to probably cut out Sinder. I don't know. They can vote her out? Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm not a business person in that sense. Alicia too. When is the real apology to people? Because this document is mostly shoving blame onto your boyfriend. Accountability and apologies begin with admitting what you've done. Pretending you didn't know what was saying is a lie. The screenshots show your knowledge. You provided no screenshot. Same with the outfit ID in regards to spy. Screenshots improve. I know, I said this too. I'm like, where's the proof? Where is the source? Pull a barv. I'm about to fucking pull a go to Home Depot. ShyLily has ratioed Sinder. It's been 11 minutes. At the end of the day, it's not about ratioing or numbers, because this is how we got into this situation, chat. At the end of the day, if you really think about it, this is how we got into this mess. We care. Sinder and her manager, boyfriend, care so much about numbers. I don't care about numbers. It's fantastic to have great numbers, but throwing your friends under the bus, I don't know, man. I could never do that. I do want to finish this up a little bit. We'll talk about Spite and Silver, since we did talk about Bao, but this one's very interesting because she actually has like actual receipts. Yeah, let's go Spite. Let's show some support. I'll read this. I want to start by saying please do not send any hate to anyone involved in this. I want to speak about my experiences and give more clarity on these experiences. First and foremost, my love and admiration goes out to Nano for having the courage to bring this to light. Artists are the backbone of the community, and taking advantage of our good-willed personality is saddening to see. I want to take the time to address what has been brought to light involving myself and what I've experienced over the years that coincide with these events. To put it into perspective, Spite has been around for a way longer time than Sinder has. Just so we're clear, there's visuals on the screen. I can see why people are like, oh my god, oh, she looks like Sinder. But Spite has been doing it for a way longer time than she has. In this screenshot, the VTuber that is being talked about is very clearly me since the beginning of my VTuber journey. It has been written in my backstory and lore that I'm the daughter of Cerberus, and through an unforeseen summoning mishap, the Greek goddess Hecate. I don't know how to say those words, so I apologize. As many may know, Cerberus is a species of hellhound, and I've incorporated the number 3 in my designs to follow the 3 heads of Cerberus in my early design, and when artists were still learning new model and rigging techniques, I had opted for 2 other wolf heads on my shoulders as pauldrons to symbolically represent my other 2 heads. Okay. However, the repeated comments, if you're Cerberus, where are the other 2 heads, had pushed me to use the broader term hellhound at the time. Fast forward 2 months to a year into my journey, and I started to receive harassment and berating comments and chat messages on Twitch and YouTube videos comparing me to Sinder and putting me down for being a hellhound. Oh my god. Poor girl, man. For being a... Yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah, for sure. Sad, dude. Very sad. Thankfully, again, I'll put this on record, I've only had a few crazed fans here and there compare me to Sinder. I am not one of those that got harassed relentlessly like Spite or other people. Making the definitive switch to Cerberus label brought me a sense of relief because the last thing I wanted was to be constantly compared and harassed at this point. I didn't want to be associated with her due to all the negativity that was being thrown away. This is the DM that they were talking about. We already went over this. There was one dedicated, I think it was Spite fan or someone she knew that would comment on these clips saying, like, when are you going to clip Spite? Only on Sinder clips. It's funny because she used to call herself a hellhound, but stopped when Sinder grew past her and now uses Cerberus or Serpup or whatever her lore says. Now she's rebranded, blah, 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 blah. As for the claims of unfollowing her and taking her ideas, I debuted my 2.0 Live 2D model May 14th, 2022. On the same day, she decided to post her debut announcement for her 1.0 Live 2D model. Leading up to this time, I didn't know who Sinder was at all. I had no idea she had fire in her ears or she was another hellhound. The creator space is broad, and I still stumble across creators larger than myself that I had not heard of before. I never once stole her ideas. All I ever wanted was to try and be unique in my own way, so these claims that I was following her and that unfollowing her and stealing her ideas are absolutely baseless and uncalled for. She has a receipt here, May 3rd, 2022, and then Sinder, May 14th, 2022. Looks sus. Looks sus. Her posting her debut announcement trailer the same day as my 2.0 debut seemed odd, but I shrugged it off as a coincidence because things happen. However, this wasn't the last time something like this had happened. There have been multiple times where I have done something and either the same day or shortly after I was made aware or had discovered later that something similar had been posted, making me feel like I was being watched constantly. I tried my best to believe that it was coincidental and not ill intent on their part. There were many times when I designed a new outfit that I was really excited for, but afterwards Cinder would release outfits and models similar to it. I didn't think much of it at first because it is normal to have similarities or shared inspirations with other creators. The VTubing community is a huge space and similarities are normal. I'm not speaking to whether my designs were taken as direct references for hers. I'm addressing the need for the unprovoked tweets mentioned in the screenshots above and showing that I made statements to make. Baby just delivered a blow to Cinder. Okay, let me finish this paragraph. I'm addressing the need for unprovoked tweets mentioned in the screenshot above, showing that I made the statements to make it clear that I was not stealing ideas. How can I copy something that was released, teased, revealed after my own? On July 20th, 2022, my model mama and I worked on a comfy goth girl outfit. I had rips in my t-shirt, a D-string, shorts, cuffs, and spiked wrist cuffs. 2 weeks after Cinder debuted a similar outfit, I included the earliest image that I could find of Cinder with this outfit. I received many negative comments about my design from people assuming that I just copied her when I debuted it 2 weeks before hers. I got called an off-brand Cinder, just a bunch of horrible things. July 2022, and this is September 2022. Yeah, it definitely looks fucking weird, look! Wait, look at the little piercings too. And the G-string and the pants. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and the wrists. I can see it. Yeah. How much more is left? Oh, okay. Hold on. I gotta see what Vey said. Oh, Jesus. The old classic, shift the blame onto the boyfriend. Fake a breakup, come back single and in therapy, then capitalize on what's left on your community. They deserve better. Based Vey. So powerful. I mean, she's not wrong! No, she's not, though. Like, she's really not wrong. Yeah. That's the old meta? Yeah, I'm sure that everybody will silently forget that Red is her boyfriend, and then we're going to therapy, girls. Anyway, let me finish this. This is in regards to spite. How could you possibly not think that they don't look similar? I think they look similar from an artist's perspective. A black shirt, the G-string, like the cuffs, everything, like the ears too, like geez, man. I discovered this merchandise that she used for Ubu Market had to double down take because of the gray blue skin tone. They used in several art pieces. Several people thought it was me, and the similarities speak for themselves, I feel. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, sure. On April 29, 2024, I designed a Greek goddess outfit on stream. I'm a Cerberus Vtuber, so it fits my lore completely. I mentioned that I may not be getting a future Greek goddess outfit because it fits my branding. About 4 months ago, Sinder debuted a Heaven Okami-inspired outfit that was white and gold, resembling a Greek goddess. In the background for my debut, she also included Greek columns. At this point, I felt like nothing I could come up with would even be slightly original to me. I'm aware that nothing is completely original, but I still wanted my own identity. Man, this is so sad. That's a bummer, man. Wow. May 29, 2024. 4 months ago? Wait! This was streamed May 29th, 2024. She debuted In January, right? This is January, right? When Sinder did hers? That's wild, man. Dude, that's fucked up. Yeah, December? Okay, well, still, that's like months later. I feel like it's just so weird. On April 20th, 2024, I debuted a new model for my Mono REVT. I got a hoodie with a cute design on top and had side bangs covering my eyes. On April 4th, 2025, Sinder debuted a sports hoodie with side bangs covering her eyes, similar to mine. I mean, you know, if I, grayscale these, I can see it. I can definitely see how there can be some confusion. Chat, remember, we're not witch hunting. I have to say this, like, this is extremely suspicious. Sinder did indeed do this because of the opportunity with, like, the AFK flavor with gamer subs. This very well could be a coincidence. Does anybody know, who the first one was to do AFK branding? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Silver. They released their own original line that it wasn't associated with anyone, and then, yeah, kind of weird. There are some instances that I do not have screenshots of. For example, I remember posting about my first ASMR stream. The day that I was supposed to do said ASMR stream, Sinder plugged her ASMR channel. I thought it was a bit suspect, but I just brushed it off. I don't have screenshots of the comments and bullying that I received from our community. There were too many that it became too much to keep a track of and just started ignoring them. Because I never wanted to save images for their words that hurt me. That's valid. I didn't even want to read the harassing comments in the first place. I just wanted to be left alone and be happy in my own space. I received a DM on January 25th, 2023. I will not disclose who the sender was without their consent. The sender expressed to me that they were getting bullied by Sinder and certain members of the Sinder's community because she too had fire in her ears. I never responded to the DM because I wanted to stay away from drama as much as possible. Hey, you popped up in my feed and can I just say I love your design? I had a rather odd question, I suppose. Have you had any messages from VTuber Sinder regarding your design? This may seem out of nowhere, but I'm only asking because I made an OC like a while back, and I was accused by her and others for stealing her design because my dog girl had flames in the ears, and her fans claimed that it was exclusively her design. I was this whole big ordeal on Twitter, so I wondered if anything similar had happened to you yet. I would like to clarify, I myself am not saying your design looks like hers. I was scrolling, I saw your totally awesome design. When I saw the flames near the ears, I had flashbacks and thought to myself, oh no, so I guess this is just my curiosity getting the best of me. This didn't happen to you, Alana? Yes, but very rarely. I did do an unbanned stream, chat, where I did unban a few, or permaban a few people that were very, very rude to me. I'll show it to you. This is not even like I'm not even capping. Aren't you ashamed to use Sinder's avatar and Asmongold's content? Can't you afford your own personality and idea? I don't know why I was banned. It was a simple question. I didn't offend anyone. I didn't use any indecent words. There was a few of these here and there, but again, this wasn't like explicit harassment. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm spite and I'm getting hate daily, okay? I don't know, we just perma-banned him, but like, whatever. I had another one that was like, oh my god, you're just stealing like Sinder's model, and I just banned him and never thought of anything of it. Yeah. And again, this speaks volumes. Can I just say, I get compared to Kirsche a lot because we're both foxes and we're both white foxes. I never get any hate messages from Kirsche's community. I don't get any. Like, if I have, it's been like so very few and far between in the last 2 years that I can't even pinpoint them. Okay? Because Kirsche very likely doesn't fucking bring it up or say anything bad about me, I would assume, right? Like, I don't watch her streams all the time, but I'm just saying we're on good terms. But like, I feel like maybe Sinder does somehow rile up her community, or at the end of the day, I will play devil's advocate. Sinder is far larger than me and Kirsche combined. There are people that are obviously fucking unhinged and crazy. You can't control people at that level, so I will also say that. I will play devil's advocate for Sinder in this situation. She is massive. You can't control morons and idiots when you have such a massive fucking audience, okay? But anyway, let's go back to Spite. I'm just very sad and disappointed in this situation. I had my suspicions about this, but I've never wanted to be a part of the drama, so I kept quiet. I've also seen what happens when a creator stands up for themselves. Sorry, I'm getting phlegm in the back of my throat from talking so much. I've also seen what happens when a creator stands up for themselves and receives major backlash, even if they're right, so I've never vocalized my concerns. And also, you're far smaller than Cinder, so standing up to her would have been like punching up, and it would have been really, 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 really difficult. Yeah, I feel bad for her, I really do. I've always designed my own models. I've gotten inspiration from Cerberus with the chains and spikes, Disney's Hades, because I call myself a goth GF. I was inspired by Sam and Emma from Danny Phantom. I focused on myself and my friends, and meanwhile I had my eyes on me on my whole time. Knowing that I was being watched and talked about poorly really hurts, especially when they never attempted to interact with me. Yeah, of course, why would they? You're like beneath them, right? Haha, smile. Like, oh my god, it's horrible. I did my best to go through and find what I could and get appropriate screenshots. It's crazy because I didn't know who Sinder was until she debuted her Live 2D. I just wanted to exist peacefully as a VTuber and spend my time drama-free. I woke up this morning in shock. It's terrifying and hurtful to know that someone would attempt to blacklist me when I've never spoken to them. I hope going forward that no one else has to experience anything like this. Thank you guys for being supportive towards me. I love this community so much. Please go and give my love and support to all those unfortunately involved. Please support Nano, who was brave enough to speak up, and the VTubers who were affected. Please support my first model mama, my Wii Live, and my most recent model mama, the wholesome REVT. Thank you for reading this. Can I get a shout out for Spite? That's very sad, man. That's so sad, man. I don't know, again, she probably got a million times more hate than, like, most people, and I never thought badly of Spite, ever. I saw her, but I never was like, oh my god, it's just another Cinder clone. I wonder what's, like, been said behind closed doors that we just don't know of, chat. Like, really, this is what we know. Like, imagine what she said about other people. Or, like, thought about them. Like, this is... Honestly, hold on, let me scroll down. This is one of the more damning articles in my honest opinion. I don't think people understand how fucked up it is that her and Red were unironically talking shit about a smaller VTuber that they dwarf in concurrent viewership for copying Cinder when Spite literally came first. Can I just, like, let's do a direct comparison, actually. Just really quick, I'll touch on it. Spite. When this happened, July 2022. Let's say, September 2022. July 2022. 100 to 200 viewers. Consistently, for like 4 years almost. She's coming up on year 4 in September. Whereas Cinder, I think she started off with like 1,000 viewers, like pretty much like right off the rip, and she just snowballed. It's so sad. It's just so petty. Pettiness causes so much drama in and of itself. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's like, it's so unhinged. Why would you even start seeing her as a threat? Oh, it's my competition. I need to get rid of her, man. Oh my god. It's because Cinder brought her ASMR fans over with her? Yeah, I can see that. She had a very loyal fan base, but what I was trying to say is, why would you ever go after her when she came first? She literally has receipts for every single outfit being either released or at least concept art finished before Cinder even ever showed hers. I feel like people aren't talking about it enough because Spite is a smaller VTuber in the grand scheme of things compared to like the Bow and Lily and Silvervale. And it's like the other crazy thing is the number of outfits that are just copies. And I think it's just so vindictive and petty to attack someone who's so much smaller than you in viewer size, and to top it off, It's not even for a good reason. You're not even the good guy here. You're literally gaslighting this poor girl. Like, my heart goes out to Spite. I hope she feels vindicated in defending herself and also not causing drama in the first place and bringing this forward when the time was ready or the time was right. Because you know what happens sometimes when you come out as a small VTuber or a small content creator and then you punch up to someone who's bigger than you? They take a big fat steaming dump all over you and are like, oh my god, no, you're just doing this because you're like trying to punch up and I'm the bigger VTuber, you're trying to chase me for clout. Yeah. Like, she has receipts, like I'm looking at them 4 months ago, May 24th. July 2022, boom, September 2022, I don't know. Lots of coincidences. Cheese and crackers. Okay, let me go over this too. Yo Clash is also one of the people that did a lot of art for Sinder. The countless friendships I've made here within the last several years mean so much more to me than him and the business side of things and his way of thinking. I'm so disappointed. You know Red since your college days and have a long-term relationship. How can you think it's okay to pull all the blame on him and pretend you didn't know what he was saying or doing as your manager? I don't believe this. Even if Red would put out a statement saying that he's in fact the devil and everything is his fault, I wouldn't believe it because it would be too convenient! Since college! There's no way he's been building your brand behind your back and being the person you're closest without you knowing what was going on. She's not wrong! Based Yo Clash! Let's go over the Silvervale one. I shouldn't have to say this, but me putting out this statement is not a call for an excuse for anyone to turn the situation into a witch hunt. My intention for making a statement is strictly to give myself closure from the events of the past years and clarify how I have been personally affected. I debated if I wanted to even say anything after being asked if I wanted my name in the original document censored, as the situation is much bigger than just my personal experience. However, after finding out how wide and extensive the transgressions were, I feel the need to give clarity to my situation and now it's personally affected. I wanted to note, as others have thought of chat, forgive me, I've been talking for like 5 hours, I feel like. Sorry. Oh my god. I want to note, as others have that I want to note, as others have, that though a majority of the messages are from redacted Sinders manager, I find it impossible that he acted solely on his own intentions without Sinder's knowledge or consent, given the extent to which he has represented her publicly and professionally. Again, I'm not gonna go over every single screenshot, but I will give context. They blurred out and said parts where they explicitly said that they did not want to work with Sinder. Redacted says, well, I think the main things we're looking for is that you are not to take on any brand new model clients and to not make any new model outfits with Silvervale again. You'd still be able to work on models and outfits with all of your existing babies and your art comms wouldn't be affected. Chat, I asked Nano if I could in the foreseeable future, like I said, 2 years in the future, please, if you ever have a spot, let me know. And Nano said no, and now I think I know why. It's not a guarantee, I'm just saying. I said, Nano, if you ever have a spot, I would love to work with you. And she said, I love your model, but I can't, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, okay, I love you. Just know I love you. This makes a lot of sense. Again, they did blur out a lot of stuff. Don't work with Bao and blah blah and Silver at all again. Is this about Silver's model, Nano? Yeah, I want to take it, but I don't want to disrespect Sinder. I just want to do pretty models, no hurt feelings. Business is just business. Nano, you're a freelance artist, and Silver is a long-time client, so it makes sense to continue doing work for her, and I understand the logistics of it. At the end of the day, you need to know what's best for you, except when it takes up time for our stuff. Goodness gracious me. Cinder, I just wanted to say sorry for stepping back on the exclusivity deal. I wanted to apologize personally to you since I've only talked about that with Red. But I just don't want to be dragged on any personal issues like that. After all, Silver's still a client and it makes me anxious and kind of destroys my mental to do this kind of deal. Just wanted to let you know that I still love working with you and Red, but I'll understand if things doesn't work out because of Silver. I just love my clients, that's all. I get it, Nano, and it was unfair to push this on you, but it's just really confusing going back and forth about it. I just get compared a lot to her, even still today, and it's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is one reason why Red asked me to not make any more models for her. Why the fuck are you asking? Why are you asking an artist to start censoring themselves? Oh my god, I already went over this, but like, holy shit, man, this is so fucked. I don't really see the point of keeping thinking about compared to Silver, you're so much bigger already and you've done so much more. She glazes her. But I would never give Silver any priority over you, also they're not even a model for her being discussed. I just want to sleep clear-minded. I'm fine with not doing her models, but at least gamer art stuff would be fine with me. I don't want to be 100% an asshole to her, that's all. It's not me, but other people's opinions of us. I'm just trying to not get involved in any drama that other people want to take comparing to us. Where is it, man? Since I started streaming, I've been ruthlessly compared to Silvervale, being called a discounted version of her. I was accused of copying her design, copying her personality, and even copying her laugh of all things. I don't know, man. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, chat. Sorry about this, my mental is just weak. I'm sorry for bringing this up to you. I don't know. I understand things don't work out about this. It would be mostly if you hate me for not burning Silver down from my list. I would never hate you. This is such a fucking bullshit party. You want exclusivity to one of the biggest artists in the sphere, spread your fucking wallet. And even so, she's allowed to refuse the exclusivity deal. It's so sad. I am Vtuber #1 in the screenshots provided by Nano in her document. I've been a friend and client of Nano for years, and seeing how she was manipulated and abused by Sinder and Red makes me livid. I couldn't believe that when I saw it. She's an absolute sweetheart and just wants her clients to be happy. It breaks my heart to see how she was treated like a tool and a resource to be used for growth, rather than a talented living person and gaslit into somehow believing that how she was being treated was okay. I was so proud of Nana for having the courage to come forward to the affected people with all of this and let everyone know how they were unknowingly being sabotaged. I've spoken to her privately and want to be clear that I have no ill will or hard feelings towards Nana for her involvement in this. I urge people reading this to try and understand the emotional manipulation and is on display and empathize with her situation. There's a lot I could say about how disgusting I find their behavior towards other creators in general, but I want to focus on my personal experiences. Here it comes. Lucy dropped? Oh shit. Lying and manipulating like this only twists the knife in the hearts of the people you've hurt. You've spit in the faces of the Pyre Pups who patiently waited for your side of the story and held out for a genuine apology and accountability. I hope one day you truly change. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think things are gonna change. She's had 5+ years. Respect, Lucy. Respect. This is a big one, by the way. Sinder and I. Discovering that all of this was going on behind the scenes has been gut-wrenching. I didn't know Sinder. We weren't friends and we have barely talked. Even writing this, I do not understand what I could have possibly done to warrant the level of malice and cruelty shown. Yeah, now we know after the apology dropped, huh? In our private interactions, I was as cordial as possible. I just wasn't interested in associating with her professionally or being her friend. From the few uncomfortable interactions I did have with her, I had gotten the vibe that her primary goal was to climb the social and content ladder and grow her brand. I am fully aware of how common that attitude is, and that's just how you grow in this sphere, but I personally don't have the emotional fortitude or bandwidth to have friendships for the express purpose of growth. Thank you. Someone fucking said it. Silver-based veil, man. This is what I've been saying this whole time. Sometimes you just don't want to talk to certain people. And it's not that you hate them, it's just that You don't want to deal with it. You only have so much, like, to give. For the record, I think it's fine to have that view and approach to content creation, but I also reserve the right to simply not vibe with someone. I would much rather not associate with someone at all than pretend to be their friend for the purposes of growing my brand. Thank you. Oh my god. The only time I had actually talked to her directly was during my meet and greet during TwitchCon 2023. I had just finished my meet and greet, and as I was wrapping up, she walked directly to the screen to meet me and had someone else take a picture together of us. I was not informed of this picture or asked permission for it, and only knew about it once I saw it on Twitter later on. It's a bit weird. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is a bit weird. This is a DM. Also, Sinder really loved meeting you and wanted to collab, so I told her I'd let you know and I could throw you guys in a group chat if you were interested. Silvervales says, hello, I appreciate the sentiment, but I prefer not to do collabs. No worries. Hope you're having a good weekend. Aw, thanks. I'm just trying to just busy and lots of IRL stuff coming up. Sorry for not being interested in collabs. I just like to do my own thing, but I'm always open to messages. LOL. I hope you had fun at the con and everything went okay. Yo, I need to start looking up the fucking, like, how Silvervale treats this man. I feel so bad when people approach me and, like, say, hey, do you want to collab? And I'm like, I just don't have time, and like I don't really want to. If I really want to, it's like I have to put in a lot of emotional effort, you know? I respect this so much, genuinely. I respect this a lot. Proper motivation? No, it's not even that. I just said I don't have a lot of emotional, like, how do I say it? Like, emotional energy. Like, I already put a lot into stream. After the meet and greet, she contacted my manager at Mythic to ask me to collab with her. I told them I would rather not collab, but accepted her friend request on Discord after turning her down. In private DMs, she reached out and asked me to do merch or another various form of collab to be monetized, which I again declined. This actually just affirms what we were talking about too, with how, like, and again, you can't even say that it was Red doing this. She said this herself. Because at the start of Cinder's apology, she said at the start, she's like, oh, well, you know, I love Silvervale and, like, I look up to her and I really wanted to collab with her. But it was Red talking in my ear the whole time. You said this yourself. Bro, you can't be for real, man. Hi, Silver. Sorry for getting back to you so late. I've been super sick from TwitchCon. I guess a lot of us got sick over the last couple of parties. I'll be at a good time at your meet and greet. It was nice to see you there. But yeah, no worries if you don't prefer to stream together. My manager suggested something more like sponsorship, merch, music, or some kind of other project together that maybe Mythic could help if needed. I'd love to chat more either way. And Silvervale with the absolute Giga Chat response. No worries, it's been super hectic and busy for everyone. I hope you're feeling better. I'm really flattered by the persistence, but I'm not interested in transactional relationships with anyone. I hope you understand. Absolute cinema. Actually, as per my previous message, leave me alone! No, this is crazy. Like, actually, look, this was a week apart. Yeah, look. 10/22/2023, 10/29/2023. Oh my god. And this is further corroborated with her manager being upset. And, like, at the end of the day, it isn't how much we compared to her, but we want her to recognize, hey, Sinder's a big VTuber too. She got there on her own merits, just like you did. Get along. They are getting along, you sick son of a bitch! Just because they don't collab doesn't mean they don't get along. I hate this mentality. This is crazy. And the marketing potential and money they could make if they teamed up. Silvervale basically just fucking dropped a bomb on us. She doesn't give a fuck about the money ultimately, and she's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't want purely transactional relationships. Yeah. I love that, man. I love that. I think it's more like wanting to recognize Sinder, even though it literally doesn't matter. Okay, then why did you type it? Why did you type it? I feel like there's this unspoken competition between them, like they need to one-up each other because Silver can't get along, but also understand a point of view. A new VTuber who people say looks, sounds, and acts like you becomes just as successful as you in a year. If she did recognize Sinder as an equal or a friend, then it would be like she's endorsing her copy. Or like I've seen some people, her replacement. They share a lot of the same audience too, skull emoji. It's so cringe. I'm getting so cringed out. I had a new Live 2D model in the works for my birthday with Nano, which was eventually canceled. I was devastated as Nano was the one who originally asked if she could do this model because she was excited to make it of all the new things she had learned, and my birthday was special. I was so sad, man. At the time, the reason given was health and stress reasons, which made me sense given how much of it was on Nano's plate, and despite my disappointment, I expressed my support for prioritizing her health. I am now aware that the actual reason for declining to work with me on my birthday model was external pressure from Redacted and Sinder. Words cannot describe how heartbroken I was and am. Nano says, Silver, I have to cancel the model comm. I'm sorry, my manager told me I have to cancel the most comms possible for healthy reasons. I've been working too hard and it's getting to me. I really apologize for this inconvenience. Silvervale said, I was looking forward to it so much. I love your art so much. I've been so excited for a new model from you. I understand, though, you've prioritized your health and taking care of yourself. I hope your health improves and feels better. Do you know if you would be able to do it next year at all? Don't feel pressured or anything. I'm sorry, it hurts me a lot, too. I just wish I could work on everything I could, but I believe I can still go for your model sometime next year, yeah. That's okay, I know you have a ton on your plate and I can imagine how stressful it must be. Do you think you could still do my gamer subs tub art? Illustrations are okay, says Nano. We've seen most of this. You didn't tell Silver you canceled because of Sinder, did you? No, I told him it was health issues. Let's see if Geary wants a Nano model or not, and I hope Silver finds someone else. I didn't think much of it at the time, but Sinder messaged me on Discord right before my model was canceled. She celebrated that we shared art, despite the fact that at the same time she and Redacted were actively working to take the potential more away. Hey Silver, I just got your gamer sub stuff in the mail and it looks amazing! It's so cute that we both have Nano's art on our merch since she's both our model, mama! Oh my god, yes, queen! Oh my god, I'd be so pissed, Silver. I don't know how you do it. I have such a bad temper. I don't know how you wouldn't have popped the fuck off. She's so classy. She classy. Moving forward, Sinder and Redacted have spent years sabotaging me for no understandable reason. I've never done anything to warrant this other than just existing as Silvervale. They actively sought to get my models and art canceled based on the messages I've seen and shared above, seem to have not any second thoughts about doing so. It's hard to express how crushing a feeling it is to be talked about so cruelly and maliciously without my knowing, and to know opportunities and friendships were taken away for what I can only assume is spite and insecurity. There's no end to the amount of anxiety I feel knowing that if these rumors were expressed to Nano, and I have to assume they were, expressed to others as well. I hope this document and the evidence presented will convince you that I am not the person that Sinder and Redacted tried to convince people I am. That's so sad, man. Poor Silver, man. Poor everybody, bro. I don't know, but she did handle this with such class. I don't know. I'm taking notes, chat. I'm taking notes. She classy. I want to be friends, chat. Let's do a collab. Let's do merch together. Yes. How does that make all the other girly pops, by the way, feel that Silvervale said no, and they were friends with Sinder? How does that not make you think that maybe they were also, like, you know, kind of used, I guess? I don't know. I would start second guessing myself. Very two-faced. And again, the apology did nothing to help Sinder. If anything, honestly, it kind of made it worse. No receipts, no screenshots, no anything. No nothing, and just a bunch of apologies that basically mean nothing because at the end of the day, you said that you're still going to be with Redacted. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I don't know, man. Very sad. Very, very sad. Red went as far as, like, to say that they needed to get along. In what universe does Silvervale have to feel obligated to say, oh, we have to get along and be besties? Literally, Silver hit them with the no thank you, and they took it as a personal insult. Like, oh my god, Silver thinks we're too good for them. Or she's too good for us, excuse me. That is so insanely cringe. That screams ego to me. I love the way she handled it. Saying she's not interested in a, what is it? Transactional relationship? Where is it? Yeah, I'm not interested in the transactional relationships with anyone. I hope you can understand. And the crazy part is at the same time, she had no idea how right she was. Because behind closed doors, Red was saying retarded shit like, think about how much money they could have made if they teamed up, Nano! Oh my god, they could have made so much money! Oh my god! Money! They literally saw Silvervale as a tool to make money until she told them she's not interested, which made them so fucking mad. So they saw her as an enemy instead and went out of their way to try and sabotage her. Absolutely unhinged. Fucking slurping glorping that fucking corpa borpa caca. Silvervale's doc was so well put and reflected who she is so well. I know, I have so much respect for her for doing this. And it's like, and the receipts. This was what, from what, 2023? 2 years ago, before any of this even was like even close to like coming out. Chat, prepare yourself. This is like, this is arguably so unnecessary, but I will read it because it's kind of funny. All right, brace yourself. Oh, that one? Yes. Yes, that one. I'm ready. This guy, I will summarize this. He knew Sinder from the beginning when she was running her Tashi channel. Which for those that don't know, Sinder was Tashi before she became Sinder. And she did ASMR. Girlfriend experience. He says, Sinder and I met while she was still running her Tashi MP3 YouTube channel, which is why all of the following screenshots will show her as Tashi rather than Sinder, and will come up later. At the time, she was only just starting her account, and I already had my own ASMR RP channel with 8,000 subscribers. And as a bigger channel than her, she couldn't wait to work with someone as talented as me. Tashi says, this is with receipts, October 2020. You'll get there. It's still hard for me to believe that someone so talented like me likes my voice enough to want to work together. We never ended up actually making any content together, but didn't stop us from talking pretty much every day at the time, and eventually she found a new way to make me useful. As her fucking cock! Woo! Sorry. I got excited. Oh dear. Oh dear! As her fucking... Kaka. Pretty much immediately she was flirting with me, despite, as you can see here, having a boyfriend and both of us knowing she had a boyfriend. Chat, the NTR arc is beginning! Including regularly talking shit about him to me. Oh my god, dude. Telling me how great it would be if I were to replace him. I understand that I'm no angel in this myself, but hey, at least I can be honest about it. I don't care. This guy, I don't care. This is just so funny to me. I'm not gonna morally grandstand on the guy that was trying to get his rocks off. I genuinely don't give a fuck. I genuinely don't. This is just so funny. Besides, you said it's hard when your boyfriend is far away. I'm not your boyfriend, am I? No, but how nice that would be. You're perfect boyfriend material. Oh, it's the finger guy. One reason I felt that it was important to share these details in particular is because I never found out if Fred got told about what happened, especially not in full lucidity. The primary reason I've held on to this for so long was an itching feeling that Red never fully knew, and it always felt like it would be unnecessary drama, so I left it alone. But now it seems as good as time as any. Oh my god. Red, if you're reading this, I'm sorry for all that happened back then, I really am. But given the actions you two have taken together regarding other VTubers, I still think you're perfect for each other regardless. Damn. He kind of broke the bro code, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he broke the bro code. After Sinder got done using me for fleeting sexual gratification, our conversation slowed down, exacerbated by the Sinder character coming into fruition and finding immediate success. I stopped making content for a decent length of time by then, and thus she no longer felt she could ladder climb from me. Hey, what was your exam for? I haven't been on this Discord account super often, so I missed a bit. She made a new group chat without me, I kid, but yeah, there were entrance exams for the uni college. Nice, congrats on passing them. I've just been on the VTuber side of things, working with commissions and whatnot. What, and Cinder doesn't want to be my friend? Only Tashi does? It's just easier not having multiple ongoing conversations. AKA, I don't want this dirt coming back to me. AKA, I don't want this dirt coming back to me. Until eventually she stopped using that account altogether and committed fully to the Sinder, and I never heard from her again. Something I was uncannily aware would happen even back then. I'll message you at this time in 2022, and you won't even remember who I am. I'd never forget you. And that's pretty much it. This isn't meant to be a witch hunt. We will make mistakes, including as much as I've shown in the same document. But it felt like a good thing to get off my chest that had been on it for half a decade now, and to finally get some closure, even though I know how bad I look alongside her. She's an opportunist whenever she can find a way to be, and she does not care what happens to the people she springboards off from. I can only hope she takes this all as an opportunity to change and grow as a person. Don't forget about me when you become a big popular YouTuber. Chat. The irony is palpable, chat. The irony is palpable. Yeah. Boyfriend manager drops out of Fansly, no graduation, victimizing herself. What are we at now? No graduation, boyfriend manager, blaming insecurities, dodging responsibility, Silvervales suck up, Kumbaya with friends for pity points, Kumbaya? Guilt trip, manipulative response, yeah, double down. Chat, did she double down? Pity me story, not leaving gamer subs. I will break up with Red. That didn't happen. Yeah, that did not happen. I overreacted. No. Double down on banging her boyfriend? Yeah, she did double down on that. I don't think she doubled down on anything else.